Hi everybody, welcome to the United Stand. It's Everton against Manchester United. It's time to deliver. It's time to put a bit of pride back in a Manchester United shirt after a horrendous week. We're being run into the ground by the Glazers and Ineos, but I sensed something. In the last game against Spurs, especially in the second half. And I can sense something again. We pray, says Jens. We don't need to pray. Man United are going to deliver today. I believe at this moment, that Manchester United can give us a start to the weekend that we so deserve. It's been so long. It feels like it's been so long. I mean, we have won quite recently, but I think with the Europa League kicking off soon, the FA Cup coming up next week, 2 Premier League games in the space of a few days. I think now is the time for Manchester United to start delivering, and I think it can happen. I think it can happen today, and I'm pretty happy with that team. I mean, what are your thoughts? Give me your thoughts, everybody. What are your thoughts with that team? Gamer342 says, I think we're going to win. I think it's a tough place to win. I'm not going to disrespect the fact that they are a very good side, and they've won 4 out of their last 5 since David Moyes has gone in. I mean, to do that in any Premier League season, I think it's good. They're at home. It's the last game at Goodison Park against Manchester United. We've had a good record over the years, but it's the last one. Everton are sort of moving through that at the moment, where they want to finish off their last game against this team, not getting beat. Obviously, last week against Liverpool, they didn't get beat. Look, I think it's going to be hard. I think it will be a big atmosphere at Goodison, and I think that their players are definitely going to be up for it. I mean, they're above us in the league at the moment, so yeah, I think that they'll definitely be up for it. But I have confidence. I have confidence in Manchester United. I don't know why. I feel a connection. And I think that's it. Just seeing this from a Manchester Evening News journalist. I'm not going to name the name, but I just think they are so inflammatory. Garnacho looked a bit moody as he arrived, and now we know why. He's been named on the bench, and it feels unfair. Agate has replaced him in the team, and that is the only change after Tottenham. I mean, I just think predicting people's moods is such a dangerous thing for a journalist to do. We had Anthony Martial, who was apparently moody. I mean, I'm quite happy with Garnacho being on the bench. I've got my Garnacho top on. I'm quite happy with him being on the bench today because, you know what, he can have an impact off the bench, and I think the first hour will be a battle. I think it'll be a physical battle for an hour. Keep Xerxes on, keep Rasmus on, put Casemiro in the midfield, put Bruno back into the 10. I actually don't think Garnacho from the bench is a bad idea, especially when you're playing Ipswich midweek, where you want to be more on the front foot, and you'll probably start him, and then the FA Cup, and then the Europa League. I think it's the perfect game to not pick Garnacho, if I'm being honest, and start him on the bench. We've got absolutely no what do you call it? Accountability options when it comes to wingers. We'll talk about Casemiro in a bit. Anyone saying Kazagate is pure cringe, says Elliot. A lot of people in the chat are saying it. Look, all I'll say about Casemiro is I think he's done. The evidence is there for a year. I'm just hoping he can put in a performance that doesn't cost us, because I think he's done. He's on £350,000 a week. People like Mo Salah get paid that amount. Erling Haaland gets paid that amount. We've got a guy who basically is playing because we've got an injury crisis. So hopefully he can put in a good performance. Casemiro retains a cult-like following in our fan base, and I've never really understood it. When people treat people like Luke Shaw and Rashford and everybody else badly, Casemiro somehow retains a popularity in our fan base, which I think is not rewarded, which is not earned. But that's my opinion. And if he wants to earn it, I'll give him in the player ratings a fair score later if he plays well. But I just think he's always a liability in this team, and I'm very happy that we've got Agate back. I'm not happy with Casemiro in the team. I like that. Instead of Casagate or whatever it is, we've got Cash Amiro. Finally get our best midfield pivot today, so Simply Red. Oh my God. People saying Kaza will have a good game, have no clue. Decore destroyed Liverpool's midfield and he'll run through midfield today, says Stig. I hope not. Kickoff is 7:30 a.m. my time, and my liver already hates me for what's coming today, says Z3 Music Official. Thanks for your super chats that are piling in, by the way. Now that we've got the team news up on the screen and we've had a bit of a chat about that, let me just say that I want to... Oh, there's something I need to show you here, and it's completely gone missing. There we go. Don't know why that wasn't added in. We're sponsored by, well, let me read this out to you. Let me pause it first, because this is a really exciting one, and I want to make sure that we get this done correctly on the screen. So there it is. Today's watch along has a brand new sponsor, Crossplay Fun, powered by BetDAC. Do you back yourself to beat me at football predictions? Well, here's your chance to prove it. Crossplay Fun is the ultimate free-to-play challenge. This is free-to-play with big prizes up for grabs, where you can go head-to-head with me and compete for cash prizes at the same time. Free-to-play, it's simple to play. You pick 9 football match outcomes from across the weekend, choosing between a home win, a draw, or an away win. Once you've selected your choices, automatically turns into a customizable grid, which I should be able to show you by moving here. There it is, and I want to pause that as well. So you have your customizable grid, and you can win by lining up your selections vertically, horizontally, or diagonally. But that's just the start. Each grid gives you 10 different winning combinations, which means more ways to score points. So if you get 3 results like down left there, you get points for 3 vertical lines, horizontal lines, 2 diagonals across the middle. So your most important pick is your one in the middle. Make sure the score outcome you go for, the one that you're absolutely banking on, is the one in the middle, because you get more combinations from that. A key part of the game is the banker tile right in the center of your grid, which is what I'm talking about. The tile is included in 6 different combinations, so 2 diagonals, verticals, and horizontals as well. So there's lots of combinations there. And you can go for the all 9 picks full house and get maximum points. So you're basically picking 9 outcomes. Man United home away win against Everton, maybe. That's what I would go for. 9 games into the grid. You score points by how many you get. If you get all 9, you're going to get maximum points. But if you get your 3 across the top, you get points for that. Diagonals, like I said. Bit like a familiar game you might have played as a kid. Don't worry if some matches have already kicked off. You can still make or adjust your selections and move your tiles around before the game fully locks in. Each week, there's 10,000 in cash prizes up for grabs. If you finish at the top of the leaderboard, you'll take home £5,000. Second place wins £3,000, and third place gets £2,000. The winners will be announced on Monday evening on the United Stands. It's an exclusive game for you, so make sure you check out the leaderboard. It's completely free to play, no risk, just rewards. Join my personal cross-play fun league and see if you can outscore me. Scan the QR code or go through the link in the video description. The game resets every Tuesday, so if you miss out this week, there's always another slot. So get involved with it, free to play, links in the description, or scan the QR code. 9 selections from the weekend. You want to get as many as you can. No one's going to get a full house. We're not going to be talking that unless it's me. But as I said, you get points for your diagonals, your verticals, and everything like that in a grid. Fun and free to play, and big cash prizes, 10,000 up for grabs. Can you beat me? Links in the description. Thank you very much for BetDAC for that, and I'll get the QR code back for you if you want to get involved with that as well. Yeah, well, I've definitely put Man United on my grid as an away win. I think the logical scoreline today is probably a draw or an Everton win. I accept that, but my general feeling is that we have to start turning a corner. What better way to turn a corner than to go to a team that is playing its last game at its famous ground against us, against Man United. Obviously, it's not the last game at Goodison Park. With a former manager who always has a point to prove against us, who have won 4 of their last 5, who are above us now in the league, and we're in a relegation battle not too long ago. Obviously, they've got 30 points in 14th. We've got 29 points in 15th. If we can go and get a result here today, I don't think anybody could sit here at 2:30 and moan about that. And yes, it helps the Glazers, and yes, it helps Ineos, but to be honest with you, it helps me. I want Manchester United to win It's as simple as that. Shaunak, thank you very much for your super chat. Oh no, you're a member for 12 months. Thank you even more. Keep up the great work. Do you think Delo at right back and Dorgu at left back will work well owing to both wing backs rushing ahead versus a defensive Everton, says Shaunak. I'm happy with Delo being at right wing back. I don't necessarily think his form across the season justifies his selection next season unless it massively improves. But Dorgu on the left-hand side, I really like the look of. I completely agree about the ignorance of his overlapping runs, but I think that happens. I've seen it with other players, and I would hope that we can start to utilise him more. Neville had his wife and mum on his podcast. When you bring in on the ladies, says Viking Crypto. Maybe I'll do it on my 50th. My grandson is fine being on the bench today, says Garnacho's gran. He understands the reasons, just as you have said, Mark. His moody face is just a natural expression. Thank you to Garnacho's gran. NBC Sports saying Moyes is having more success than Amorim because his system is easier and allows the players to express themselves. What total crap, says Fergie99. I actually agree with that. Oh, Derek's got his green and gold on, by the way. I don't know. No one's mentioned it. He's getting really pissed off. He's making a stand literally on the shelf with his green and gold scarf for the last 2 days, and nobody's even acknowledged it. So he wants a bit of a shout out, and he said, could we move it slightly so that people can still see it? But no, I actually agree with that point, that David Moyes is having much better success than Amorim because his system is easier. I actually do agree with that. So if I'm a low IQ footballer and Ruben Amorim comes to train me in the middle of the season and he's going, I need you to be doing this, at this intensity, I'm going to struggle. If David Moyes comes along and goes, right, lads, let's just keep it simple. Win the first ball, direct. Yeah, that's it. Keep a shape. Yeah, at second balls, fight for your lives. Freedom. Get your kilts on. It's easier. It's not disrespectful, but it's easier to train low IQ footballers at basic football than it is to train low IQ footballers at a higher level. Mark, is Vidic the best Premier League centre-back ever? For me, yes. I hope Sir Jim asked Mount and Shaw what they do at this club, just like he asked our women's team's captain, says Riddy. I mean, I absolutely have got no idea what's going on with Luke Shaw and Mason Mount. Apparently, they're not anywhere near being back yet. Very happy today as Canada defeated USA in the ice hockey. Hope United win as well, says Bran. Do we have the same number of losses across all competitions as Man City this year, says Tom? I don't know, Tom. You'd have to tell me. Send us to the championship. I need a top 8 finish, says JC. And big up, Mark. How do you think we'll go today, pal, says Nog. I think we're going to go for a win. In fact, should we get a bit of positivity going in the chat? Result poll. I mean, I don't normally do this because I expect red-tinted glasses. But look, actually, if I read you out, and I'm not meant to do this, but I'm still going to do it. If I read out to you what the predictions are, Maud's gone with the United win 1-0. Kev's gone a United win 2-1. Sam's gone with a United win 1-0. Beth's gone 2-1 to Everton. Ryan, our producer's actually gone 2-1 to Everton. He did go 2-2. Greg has gone 2-1 to United, another producer. And I've gone 2-1 United as well. So Beth and Ryan, our producer and Beth, have both gone with Everton wins. And nobody told me I can't tell what our score predictions are publicly. So, I have. But no, it's just a bit of fun. It's a very competitive work league, to be fair, our predictions league, and you've got to think logically. But I have gone with a win. Who are you going to go with then? Everton win, a draw, or a United win? I've ruined it. Can I edit? Can you edit a poll? No, I've got to end it. I'll do it again. I ruined the poll. I didn't put United win in there. So, result. Oh, I can't even spell. I can't spell. I can't speak. I can't spell. Oh, put in capitals now. It's going to be a good stream, this. Everton win, draw. Hey, up. Why have I only got 2 options on a poll today? That's why we've got a problem. Polls are only giving up 2 options. Well, we can't do a poll. What's going wrong with? I don't know what's going wrong with the polls. Forget it. If it's either or, it's fine. It won't let me do more. United are going to win by 3 goals, says Unruly. I really think Garnacho has to start, says Corey. I'm quite happy, actually, because if you look at the bench for United today, which you can't look at the bench, but I like... Apparently the poll is up now. It was just a problem at my end. There you go. You can get voting. Thank you very much to the producer there. Appreciate that. So yeah, I think I quite like the bench for Manchester United today. Everton team's up on the screen for you there. I don't respect it. I don't have to. I don't respect that team. Pickford, O'Brien, Tarkowski, Branthwaite, Mikolenko, Garner, Gay, Decore, Lindstrom, Harrison, Beto. You know what that says to me? Pie and chips. Just standard. It ain't lasagna. It ain't coq au vin. And it certainly isn't steak with sautéed potatoes and red cabbage. Actually, that doesn't work. But that's just me. That's just pie and chips. And I like pie and chips, honest food. But I'm not terrified of that team. They're going to work hard. Ooh, 9 to 5, Dolly Parton FC. I'm not interested. We should be able to beat them. And that's not disrespecting Everton. Dolly Parton FC, working 9 till 5, pie and chips FC, hard-working, graft food. I accept that. And they've done very, very well. But Man United should be doing a little bit better than that. And I look at our bench and... Look, we've still got the likes of Harrison, Heaven, Kone, Obi, Martin on the bench. Lindelof and Yoro are defenders, and Eriksson is up past it. Garnacho is the only flair player on our bench. And I think in a game like this, you're going to have to graft for a good hour. And in the last half an hour, a little bit of Garnacho off the bench is intelligent. Why play all your cards? It's a bit like a game of poker. You know, keep your cards back. And I quite like that because you can tell it's just going to be a battle for the first hour or so. So keep Garnacho back. That's what I say. If in the summer you're given £300 million, who do you sign? Says Corey. I don't answer these questions because they irritate me. And I'm here to be positive. They irritate me because we haven't got £300 million and I'm not wasting my time researching what I do with £300 million. Suffice to say, what I will say is that we need to bring in centre-back, 2 midfielders, a 10, a winger and a striker. And if I had more money, I'd bring in a goalkeeper as well. I've got a good feeling today. The players are going to have to turn up someday, so why not today? I love that, Raphael. That's exactly how I feel. Hi, Mark. Do you watch cricket and which team you support? And it is a better sport than football? Well, I don't watch it, Freaky, so I don't support anybody. I watch the Ashes when it's on, and that's it. Common United, get rid of Ineos and the Glazers. Do this for Amorim as the fans and yourselves. Farewell, Goodison, says Luke. Yeah, farewell to Goodison. I respect that. It's of course, a very big... Oh, God, I was lucky then. My mouse wasn't responding and you had to click the button, but it was on stop streaming. So I just banged it and it moved off stop streaming. Boring story, but for me it was a moment of panic. Do the Glazers run the club at a loss to avoid paying higher tax rates to the detriment of the club and to the benefit of their own back pocket, says Tom. I don't think you need to be that technical, Tom. You could have just said the Glazers run the club for their own back pocket. I think that would have been what I would have said. But, you know what? I think the most important thing is that Mr. Cheetah is going, yes, yes, I booked my tickets for your Dublin show last night and I'm flying from London. Can't wait to see you. It's going to be a cracking show. Dublin in the international break. 10 years of the United Stand live. Mike JBA has gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much, Mike. Hope you're doing well. Legend of the chat. United are going to win by 3 goals. Love your work. I bought one of the best tickets, stall A, for the live show, but can't make it now due to work. Can you give it away to one of these fine folk? Happy to email directly, says AJ Tills. I don't know how to do that, but we've got a ticket in a very good stall A right at the front. Obviously, Danny from the script is going to be playing some music, hopefully. Beth and... Ricky will be there, I'll be there. We're going to do some on-stage interactive stuff as well. It's going to be a great night. AJ Tills has got a ticket in stall A. I don't know how we do that, how we give it away. probably can assist you, mates, but you'll have to be a bit creative how you contact us, and then we can do something. I don't want to start shouting out, give us your email address in front of 23,000 people. But I'm sure there's something we can sort out, certainly. We've also had a super chat from Viking. We've done that one. And Garnacho's Grand, we've done that one as well. Just email us with all your ticket details, basically. That's probably the best thing to do. That's football@gmail.com. No, that's footballmedia@gmail.com. I actually got somebody email me from that. This will make you laugh. So our account for like inquiries is that's footballmedia@gmail.com. Somebody actually owns that's footballmedia@gmail.com. No, they own. What did I say? That's footballmedia@gmail.com. I've ruined it. This boring story. Forget it. We'll move on. Anyway, I feel good and I feel a big win. Come on, boys. Thank you very much. Please do a watch along for the elimination changer, says Noel Chamber. When is that? I might watch it, Noel. It's next weekend, isn't it? Bright, thank you very much for joining the members club. If Everton's pie and chips, what are we? Says Stig. If Everton's pie and chips, we are diarrhea. You asked. That's what we are. Tony's gifted a membership. It's 6 a.m. in Minnesota. Come on, United, says Noah. Just turned 18. Bet $10. Hope they win always, says Asher. Thank you very much for that. Okay, look. Realistically, I don't want to be in a position where at 2:30 today, another weekend has been ruined. I don't think any of us do. So I want Man United to win. I think it's so important that we start turning a corner. I think that you've got a game coming up in less than 2 weeks in Spain against Sociedad, where we need to have some semblance of cohesion and performance. We have a game against Fulham a week on Sunday where we need the same. Yes, we're playing Everton in the league, and then we've got Ipswich on Wednesday. And if I'm honest, if we win both those games, even with 6 points, we're nowhere. We're absolutely nowhere. This is about building momentum and performance. And although we'll be nowhere in the league, momentum and performance is going to be so, so important. We've got 29 points. We are 8 points off 10th. 8 points off top half of the table. That's like 3 wins and Brentford lose 3 in a row. So Brighton in 11th are 8 points ahead of us. It's bloody embarrassing. Like, we aren't going to get in the top half of the table for the first time in our history. When was the last time we finished in the bottom half of the table? I know we got relegated in the 70s, but I can't think of a time. It's never happened in the Premier League, and I don't think it happened in the 80s. I don't know. I mean, I was particularly young in the 80s, but I know we had. Did we not have a season under Sir Alex where we finished below 10th? Maybe it was like 88. I think we finished 3rd in 89. I mean, that we are not going to finish in the top half of the table, and that's a fact, and that's embarrassing. You know, there's many things in life that are annoying, but we're not going to finish in the top half. It's a joke. Can't wait to see you in Dublin in a few weeks. Will it be possible to meet you before or after the show? Says Claim Your Own. Yeah, so the show's at 7 o'clock. So if you meet me in, let's say, Sinnott's Bar at 3 o'clock, we'll have a private meal for a few hours. Maybe go cinema. No, I'm taking the piss. There will be opportunities, yeah. But I don't know why I took it that far, actually. I've just been sarcastic. Yeah, we'll be doing photos and stuff like that, yeah. Need good results in these next 2 games to build momentum going into cup games and then Arsenal at home, says the Gimp from Pulp Fiction. I thought you were dead. I'm like, Ian Wright. I thought you was dead. I think you are dead. Mark, Everton are going to ram you so hard you're going to cry, says Dino. Why'd you have to take it to that level? Come on. Sad times at our club. James Garner, who we let go, would walk into our team. Another poor decision, says Tyrone. What we did with James Garner was really quite an interesting point, actually. What we did with James Garner was we sold a player that we didn't want to sell because it was pure profit. It was sort of the start of selling. And to be honest, as much as I was moaning about the selling of Garnacho, we have already done it. Technically, we've already done it. We did it against. We did it with Garner. We sold a player that we didn't really want to sell. We just needed to get some money into the club. And I think because he hadn't really played for the first team yet, everybody just sort of let it happen. But we shouldn't have let James Garner go, really. He hadn't really been given a chance. Angel Gomez, I think, went on a free, Jake, but we sold Garner. I'm not doing the 3 p.m. games today, no, because I'll still be doing the match reaction to this, and also we'll have I'm doing the Rashford against Carlton Cole game, not Carlton Cole Palmer game at 5:30. So yeah. Gerard Kelly says United are going to get battered. Thanks everyone who's tuning in on TikTok. Tanito, appreciate that as well. Willie Singh, man who can't be moved to Casemiro, says Jay Chester. Hey, that's a good one. You've ruined my line now. Got a feeling we're going to get a good win, says Jordan. You're not the only one. 48% of you on YouTube going for a Manchester United win today. 18% going for a draw and 36% going for an Everton win. Remember, Everton have won 4 of their last 5. I don't know whether I've mentioned that, but certainly that's very interesting. And we're looking forward to that. If you're wondering what cross-play is, by the way, brand new game we've got for you. Links in the description on YouTube. I'll put the QR code in a minute. Free to play. You basically pick 9 outcomes from the weekend. So one of those would be a Man United away win. You might go with an Arsenal home win against West Ham. You pick 9, put your best score in the middle because you accumulate points by getting a full house, all 9, but also if you can do diagonals. So you might have Man United away win in the middle and Arsenal as a home win in the top left and Man City as a home win in the bottom right. And even if you get all your other 6 wrong, you'll score points for the diagonal. You can score points for verticals as well. 9 selections, free to play. Link is in the video description. It's against me. There's £10,000 of cash prizes up for grabs. So get involved in that. You can get involved in it once games have kicked off as well. I'm playing for the first time this week, so I'm going to be monitoring that myself. But I've got my selections in already. Links in the description or scan the QR code. Get involved, and you've got to be over 18 to play. That's the only thing. Terms and conditions apply. Always gamble responsibly. You do have to be over 18 to play it, but it is free to play. And we have got £10,000 of cash prizes exclusively up for grabs with our league through crossplay. Thank you very much to BetDAC for that. Check it out, give it a go. Another fun element to your weekend. If you want to get involved in that, take me on. Players are walking out onto the pitch. Oh, God, I can't believe it. They're walking out onto the pitch. Madness, absolute madness. Who would have thought it? Very excited. Welcome to everyone who's tuning in on TikTok, by the way, as well. Thank you to the for new followers there. MI478, Nads, RPay as well. Thoughts on Portsmouth, says Jordan. Not a lot. I don't have many thoughts about Portsmouth, to be honest with you, in a footballing sense or in a UK South-based city sense. The Rock is at Elimination Chamber this year, Mark. Is Cody going to turn heel, says Regan. We'll see next week. Have a great squad. Injuries holding us back, says Hassan. I can't get Dolly Parton out of my head now, says Viking Krypton. Jumping into bed and I'm jumping out of the kitchen. Pour myself a pint of... What does she pour herself a pint of? Ambition. Well, I wish I knew this. You know what? Rapping's great, but the start of 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton destroys any rapper. Jumping out of bed and I'm jumping in the kitchen. Pour myself a cup of ambition. Don't know the words, but I'm jumping from 9 to 5. Yeah, it's a cup of ambition. It's absolutely brilliant, the start to that song. I'm going to learn it for the Dublin show. We've got, thank you very much. I've got a feeling we're going to get a good win. Mud says it's a long shot, but what do you reckon will happen if we got relegated? Sell people, mate. We are a good steak, but full of mould and maggots. The maggots are, of course, Glenios, and the mould are most of the players, says Red Devil Germany. I'm worried about this match, but I'm going for a tight United win and a good performance. And as much as I hate to say it, I'd take Pogba right now. Our midfield is dreadful, says Chris. Can I just say about Paul Pogba, you can't want to get rid of Player FC and then bring Paul Pogba back based on the past. Also, he's been basically injured for 3 years. He's into his 30s and he can't play until April because he can't actually play until the middle of March because of his ban, and then there's an international break, at which time he will be 32. So I think there's a lot of I'd bring Paul Pogba back, but there's not actually a lot of what the situation is. And a fair point was just made in the chat about, someone just said he's a drug cheat. I don't know about that, but somebody just said in the chat he won't do pay to play either. He doesn't want to do a pay to play, and as is his prerogative. Thank you very much for those super chats that have come in. I'm going to stand up. I'm literally too excited. I've got to stand up. I'm probably going to win the money on the cross-play game, which I'll just give to charity because that's just the sort of person I am. And then, I was going to break then. Look at it's David Moyes. Hey, I'm David Moyes. I'm telling you what, Scooby-Doo. I'm gonna do you today. I tell you what, I'm not bloody joking. Yeah, I think there's Sir Alex Ferguson, who I don't do the Scottish accent for. Probably out of respect, but he is Scottish. We're about ready to go. Man United, I tell you what, I do love, you know what I love about playing Everton? The black shorts. For me, Man United in black shorts, there's just something about it. I just love Man United in black shorts. I always have. And it reminds me of Everton. We're up and running. Come on, Man United. Come on, United. Razmeister says, Ghana, masterclass incoming. Hey Mark, I didn't pass my driving test today. Any tips on how not to go to 55 in a 55 zone? Slow down, Matthew. Slow down. You're not bloody Lewis Hamilton. Which is exactly what my driving instructor said to me when I passed my test. He was like, realistically, you've probably broken so many rules, but you are an amazing driver. I just want a performance, says Jacob. All right, Mark, is it raining where you are? It was sunny last time I checked. Spencer Littlewood, welcome to the Members Club. Do you sing at weddings, says Parker. Early chance here for Everton to whip a cross in. We don't want many of these whipped crosses into the box with the likes of bloody Tarkovsky and O'Brien and everybody else there. Long ball FC, here we go. Look at that, lofts it in. Maguire misses it, but Casimir's a foul. Oh, it's a bad foul. No, don't be injured. Mazraoui, get up. What happened to him? Not a lot. My sister-in-law went into labour this morning. I'm desperately trying to get my brother to name his son Rasmus, says Jake. Yeah, lovely name. The Rock is Elimination Chamber this year, Mark. Thank you very much. Reagan. Amorim in a hoodie. He obviously watches the United stand. Don't get many managers in hoodies these. I tell you what. You tell you why he's wearing that hoodie. This is how cynical Man United are at making money. Do you know why he's wearing that hoodie? This is how desperate we are for money, right? This is how crap we are as a football club. He's wearing that hoodie because it's a new hoodie. I saw it the other day because Seb wanted something. And I said, we're not buying anything at the moment, the way the club's being run. But that hoodie is a new design. Our manager is wearing it, so people see it and buy it. That's on you if you do it, but that's how cynical this club is. It's too early for this. We better win, says Defi. Or, thank you very much for your super chat. You should do the watch along from RMA matches as well, because a lot of Man United fans support RMA as well, as you know, because of Cristiano. RMA? I don't know what that is, Freaky. David says, you liking black shorts sounds like you're kinky. No. Mazraoui's up. That hoodie is 100 quid. Look, people want protests. People want the Glazers out. People want Ineos out. But the same people are watching that going, I like that hoodie. I'll spend 100 quid on it. And the Glazers and Ineos are going, thank you very much. Thank you. Mate, Man United tracks. I remember the last thing I saw that I liked was the George Best 7 Adidas top. Tracksuit top, 100 quid. Trucker Jeff says, Anana plunder incoming. Sheeran says, did you look up playback? No. Well, I don't really see what, I don't know why is it better than YouTube? Mark, do you think Liverpool have fallen off a bit? Says Finn. Heart. We'll find out tomorrow. We're here to watch Man United Everton. I actually just realised we are the Poundland game this weekend. You've got Man City, Manchester, against Liverpool, and then you've got Man United, Manchester, against Everton, Liverpool. If you want to buy a hoodie, buy this one. Doesn't go to the Glazers. Just goes to Beth. She's our Glazer. Pays her wages. She'd get paid either way. Do you think Liverpool have fallen off? Says Finn. Thank you very much. Yanas, thanks for the follow on TikTok. Hi, Mark. For you, tell us what Manchester need to do to come back. Sell players, what do you think? The only way back is selling the club and getting rich owners. I think that's the way football works these days. Here's Dorgu. It's a bit of a shit start from Man United, to be honest with you. Trying to play out from the back, which I hate. Oh, Delo. I can't stand playing out from the back. I absolutely detest playing out from the back when you're under that amount of pressure. Header straight at the keeper. I mean, it's moronic. It's absolutely moronic. It's like everybody in the Premier League now has to play out from the back. And I like playing out from the back, but not when you are, in the first 2 minutes, stuck in on the edge of their own penalty box with a press right all over you. Don't play out from the back. Settle into the fucking game. Hit a long ball. Remember our Paul Smith collab? A shirt for like £200 was mad, says HC. I can't buy that hoodie now, says Benny. What was the last United game you went to, Mark, says Nesta? I think we'll leave that to the chat. Do you think Liverpool had fallen off a bit? I keep coming back to that one. I think I'm attracted to the statement, but I don't want to say anything. Thanks for the follows on TikTok, Highville and Michael and Zizou. Appreciate that. Dorgu, good defending. Goes for a corner, though. Don't be giving up corners. MUFC for life is watching in Cancun, and Anana is the worst. We've got a corner here for Everton. Look, already in the first 5 minutes, we've given them 3 opportunities to whip crosses into the box. I mean, the equivalent of giving Everton set pieces is like seeing a fox on the street and then, popping into Sainsbury's and giving it a couple of chickens. Gorilla Glue take advertising boards. Reading got a leak. Proper shithousery from Everton. Love it, says Dorian Davies. Do you think it's deliberate? Right, here we go. Xerxes just turns into trouble there. Where's the bloody shout from people there? Like, I was playing five-a-side on Thursday. I haven't played in ages. And it's like, everybody shout. You know when you receive the ball, teammates shout, man on, or time. This is basic Thursday night five-a-side football. You pass the ball into somebody, and teammates who can see the pitch for you shout time or man on. Man on means you've got no time. Time means you've got time. When Xerxes gets the ball there, if nobody's shouting man on and he's ignoring it, that's on him. But, I mean, come on. If I'm receiving a pass and somebody shouts man on, I know first thing I've got to do is get there quick and basically play it first time. Basics again. What's that? Who hit that pass then? Blind 40-yard pass to nobody. Fucking basics again. Oh, mate. I look forward to it. Here we go. Bit of time now. Misplaced pass from Dorgu. Basics. We can't string a pass together. Is Brian Robson our greatest ever player, says Mark? I'd say he's a United great. I don't think he'd be the greatest. Is this the same referee from the FA Cup against Arsenal, says Joe? I haven't noticed yet. I'll have a look. I can't see the dick swinging from his forehead yet, but the camera's not close enough. Mr. Champs, thanks for the follow. Don't forget to get involved in our game that we've got going round. Links in the description. 9 selections. You can play against me and win cash prizes. Links in the description. Scan the QR code as it goes round. I had a bad start, actually. I thought Leicester were going to... I mean, Rude's going to get the sack, isn't he? I thought Leicester would beat Brentford. Hammered. Look at that. Shit pass again. Who's played that? Good running by Rasmus, but it's just another bad pass. I don't know what goes through their head when you play that pass there. I don't know who it was, but it goes into, it's either, it'll probably be Agate, Bruno or Casemiro, I don't know. The ball goes into their feet and they just bounce it into the corner where nobody's there. That's just weird. RMA's Real Madrid, Mark, says Kelvin. Oh, thank you. But you know when you said Ronaldo, I thought, is it the name for the Saudi league? Jamie Mack, thanks for the follow. It is the same Pratt from the FA Cup, says it's CJR. Thank you very much. Well played, Delit. Dorgu keeps it in. Use the keeper. How many touches do you want? And a shit pass as well! Oh my God! Why didn't you give it to fucking Mazraoui? What is he doing, this keeper? Pass out from the back, my arse. You couldn't pass wind from the back. What sort of pass was that then when Mazraoui was wide open? Oh, I'm getting so fed up with us. You can't. It doesn't matter what your style of play is. This is 4K. It doesn't matter whether you want to play pet ball or Allardyce ball. You can't play any ball with players that can't do the basics. They can't do the basics. They can't pass. Look at that. That's a hospital pass there. Look at him. The pass was on fucking ages ago. And then you give a rubbish pass because you're so shit and slow. What's happened to the Anana that we thought we were buying? This pure lack of ability to make and complete simple passes is frustrating, says Mike JB. Oh, it's infuriating. Red Devils for life, says Wesley. Love the channel, thank you. There's Bruno. Nice play there. That's good play. Into Dorgu. Cross comes in. That's the best bit of play we've had all game. Nice play between Dorgu and Bruno. Well won back by Agate. Lovely ball into Dorgu. Oh, it would have been a great goal. Rasmus got there front post. And Pickford's been injured there, but you're not going to beat Delit for pace there. Who do you think you are? Number 29. Oh, Pickford's hurt his leg. Rasmus, best contribution. It's only lovely play by Agate. Lovely ball as well. I mean, that's the best bit of play we've seen all game. To be fair, I'll applaud Dorgu for putting it in. It was never going to get there, Rasmus, but that's the best bit of play we've seen. Oh, look at him. I've got a bit of mud on my knee. I've got a bit of mud on my knee, look, ref. What do you want, Pickford? The game's football. Shut up. Literally took the piss out of Everton's tactics. Just hoof it up top. You lot can't even pass straight. Think you need the basic tactics, says John. I'll love it if we beat you now, John. I was checking Bruno's stats when it comes to losing the ball. He's lost the ball 3,431 times in 183 games. So he loses the ball 18 times each game, says Stig. I mean, I can't confirm that's right. Not being dramatic, this passing is abysmal, says Cole. We look so poor we can't hold on to the ball, says Jacob. Yeah, look, well, that bit of play there between Bruno and Dorgu and then Agate and Dorgu, surprise, surprise, Best bits of play coming from Dorgu again. Last time at Goodison, one of the best grounds, says Mark. Notice how Dorgu plays the cross first time. Delo should take note, says Axel. I say it again. Dorgu's been a breath of fresh air. But is that just because he's okay and everyone else is crap? Best bit of play since October, that, says Harry Maguire. I think you're probably right. Yeah, check out crossplay, links in the description, or scan the QR code. I think you'll really enjoy that. Oh, swivel on your VAR red cards. What are you talking about? You're talking absolute nonsense. I'm sure they'll play it back at half time for all the haters, but I mean, that's not a red card. Leo, you're on the wrong channel. I don't get caught out by stuff like that. Trey, I'm tired of seeing Maguire bomb the ball to the moon, bloody control the ball. To be fair to the defence, it's really hard to play out from against the press when your two midfielders aren't showing for the ball. And that's going to be the downside with having Casemiro and Agate there, is that Agate's not really a take the ball off the back four like a Bentancur or a Rodri or whatever. And Casemiro, I think used to be able to do it, but I don't see him doing it that very often anymore. Andy says Dorgu could be on a honeymoon period. Give it another couple of weeks. See how many touches Delo takes there when the pass is on first time. See, that's what I like about Mazraoui and Maguire there. First time, get it out your feet, move it quickly. De Ligt dribbles it forward and it's a shocking pass. It's absolutely shocking. You've got to call it out. You've got to call out these misplaced passes. Thank you. Everton have caught a bad pass from Decore. We get the throw in. If you're on YouTube, thanks very much for all the follows on TikTok. If you're on YouTube, please do give us a follow. We're very close to 40,000 today. We're on 39,600. So please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with the United Stand. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock. Match days, all that. And just a note to you, player ratings is very different now. We've had a few problems with the player ratings, so we've changed the way that we do it. And instead of it just being open to public, you now have to, if you want to do your player ratings, it's a sign-up process, which is part of a new thing we're going to be doing anyway around memberships and stuff like that to sort of grow a proper sort of movement towards, you know, some of the things that are going on at Manchester United, which is going to involve polls and newsletters and things like that. So in answer to a lot of people who've been saying, what can we do as a community? We're sort of, we've got a few ideas, but player ratings now, if you want to get involved, click the link and it's a sign-up process to, a free sign-up process, by the way. But it takes about 30 seconds to do. So if you want to do the player ratings, get involved in that. Everton are in now, down the left-hand side. Casemiro. I thought it was a free kick. It wasn't, thank God. The referee's shit. George says, do you have a dodgy Fire Stick? It's on BT Sports, mate. Nicholas, welcome to Members Club. Bruno playing far too deep again. What do you think? Says Cole. I'm just trying to see where Bruno's sort of left wing, isn't he? And the good interception by Dorgu. First time. Oh, Casemiro. Shit pass, but well controlled. Come on, get the tempo up. Simple pass. Time. That's a lovely layoff, Xerxes. Dorgu needs help. TJ's just gifted a membership. Thank you. Evan, thanks for the follow. Paul Anderson, welcome to Members Club. Dorgu actually playing first time crosses his progress, says Rohan. I don't think that was a great pass by Bruno into Casemiro. Everton are in down the right-hand side. Good defending by Maguire. Get rid, get rid, get rid! Get rid! Get rid! Get rid! Goal. Fucking hell. I told you! Get rid of it! What are we doing at the back there? Absolute twat. How many times did I have to say get rid? That was me saying get rid because it's bouncing around the bloody penalty box and nobody can get rid of it. And then we don't get rid of it and then Everton score a goal. You can't be moaning about 1,000 free kicks. You've got to get rid. Absolutely terrible defending. These lots. Oh, this referee ain't going to help us. There ain't no way this referee is going to help us. Look at how many... We're playing bloody volleyball. Oh, for God's sake. There's nothing wrong with this goal by Everton. I don't know what we're moaning about. What are we even trying to moan about? Hands up for offside. What? It better be a bloody handball. We're playing bloody volleyball. Anyway, why is nobody heading that ball away? No, there's nothing wrong with that goal for Everton. Absolutely nothing. That is shocking defending, that is. Absolute shite. I just don't know. It's always a... Why is it always a shit goal that we concede? Well, I can't... He's not... How is he offside? He's not... He doesn't even look offside. I don't think that's offside. I genuinely don't. Well, they're having a look at it, but I don't think he even touches the ball. I don't think it's offside anyway. That's a goal for Everton. It never looked like it was offside. Just give the goal. Fucking idiots. Well, there's a player offside here. What phase of play are we looking at now? He's offside there. He's not active though, is he? He's not active there. He's not. That Everton player's not active. You can't give that as offside because he's not active. He is offside, but he's not active, is he? That ball's not going towards him. I don't know. Where do you draw the line? He's offside, but the header isn't going towards him, is it? I'm not getting involved in it. He's giving it. Yeah. That's my thought as well. I just don't think the ball's not going towards him, is it? People are saying, "Are you blind?" I understand. Oh, no, I'm not blind, mate. I understand offside. You can be in an offside position, but if the ball's not going towards you, you're not active. So although Beto is stood in an offside position there, the header is going to the side, so he's not active, which is exactly what the referee will be saying to Bruno Fernandes. He's not active. It's always been the rule like that for years. If the headed ball was going towards him, he's active, but it's going completely the different right direction. I can't say that's offside because the rule has been that for ages. Whether I agree with it or not, that header gets flicked on at a completely different angle to where Beto is. Sharwin's blaming it on Onana. Hammering in these players out, says Ruddy. Mate, I'm sure it's been clipped up already. Before the goal goes in, I'm saying get rid, because I can tell the danger. This is Everton. This is Dolly Parton FC. Hard-working Everton. Pie and chips. What you see is what you get. It says exactly what it says on the tin. Ron Seal. You know, you can't be pissing around playing head tennis on your 6-yard box. people complain about systems, but when concede goals like that, it's no wonder we're 15. This is actually it, Patrick. What have we been talking about at 0-0? Basics, misplaced passes, not clearing the ball properly. That's nothing to do with a back five. It's to do with low IQ footballers. Came from a bad pass by Bruno as well, says David. Did we buy a status instead of a goalkeeper? My fridge has more reflexes, says Ibrahim. Anana's useless, says Sharwin. Amorim is in, these plays out. Their move started with Bruno playing inaccurate pass to tightly marked Casemiro. Bruno was under no pressure when he played the pass. I remember the pass, Anil. You're absolutely spot on. You've just reminded me. As if Delo just tried to knee it away, says Noah. Good day, Mark. Another torture weekend watching these clowns. We're allergic to clearing the ball, says James. Come on, United. Cheers from Canada, Mark. You make these games watchable, says Nath. All these articles getting written about Kone getting a debut today, but here we are again with Casemiro starting, says Luke. How refreshing it is to see crosses with their left foot. Wow. How refreshing it is to see Man United losing again. Because we are. This is shocking. It's another opportunity for Everton to whip a cross into the box. Thanks for the follows on TikTok, Ollie. Here we go. Cross comes in. Second ball. You know what? We really are shit. We're really shit. Will you be sad if Seb switches teams, says Parker? He won't switch teams. Why don't keepers come off the line anymore, says Wayne? Some do. We've just bought one that basically at the start of the game digs out the goal line and basically plants his feet in there and then pours cement all over them. Dorgu wishing he never signed that United contract. Here he is. Needs some help. Here he is. Good 1-2 with Bruno. I mean, I like that. I do like that. Do you think Amorim will get sacked, says Georgina? I hope not. Elon needs to investigate our spending on this team. Worst team pound for pound I've ever seen, says James Clough. Booty, thank you very much for joining the members club. I bet a lot of fans will keep blaming Rasmus for not scoring. Chat, we are so cooked, says Josh. I can't believe it, but I miss Eric, says 7-inch Destroyer. Crap from the start, Mark. Bruno's been terrible, says Lee. And the players stopped playing, assuming offside, play until the last whistle, says Tom. And again, pure basics. Good cross into the box, but it's going to take a lot to score from a corner against Everton. Yeah, play to the whistle, Tom Kent. Absolutely spot on. 70-month membership party. Let's not forget this football in sync. 6 pints for lunch, says Fearless Offend. That defending was like watching 5-year-olds, says Stig. Never offside. We are to blame, says David. Yeah, it's not offside. Look at Bruno again. I've just put a tweet out. It's a bit inflammatory, but I stand by it. Amorim destroyed City and United within a few months, says Nicholas. It's understandable that it takes time to manage the system, but we can't manage the basics. And why is Everton pressing way better than ours, says Marlowe. Mate, I don't know. I don't know what these players are thinking. Like, I don't know. This is a waste of time and I'm tired of it, says Sean. What's the point in watching something that's depressing and puts you in a bad mood? Delo has gone down injured here. And Agate and Garner having a little bit of a push. Don't want to get any red cards, 1-0 down. Got a sinking suspicion Amorim will be sacked at the end of the season. Ineos use it as a fresh restart to bring Rashford and Anthony instead of signings, says Tom every day. Bruno's positioning has been horrendous, says AB. Look, I've got to be honest. I do sympathise with the closest I could say. Did anyone watch the second side men charity game when I was in charge? And it was half time. Theo Baker had got injured. They'd given me a right load of shit. And they had all the good players, and we were already losing. And I was stood there trying to work it out, and I was thinking, we're losing now. This could end up being like they could win by 10 goals. And you're trying to figure out a way, not to get back in the game, but to somehow make it respectable. Now, obviously Amorim's not in that position, but I was in that position, and I had somebody who'd never played in goal before, people that were tired, people that weren't technically as good as the opposition. And it doesn't matter what you want to do with Goldbridge ball or Amorim ball or, whatever ball you want to play. You can't do it if you've got players that haven't got the IQ to do it. And I think that's where low IQ punditry, whether it's on the telly or in the fan base, is ridiculed, is because people are going, why can't we play like Everton? Why can't we play like Liverpool? It's all on the manager. But I'm watching players week in, week out, like Bruno Fernandes, whose ability to misplace a pass is world class. And actually, I just want somebody who can play a simple pass and retain possession. We're not losing 1-0 if Bruno can play a simple pass. He plays a shit pass into Casemiro, they get a corner and they score. And we had the ball on the halfway line. And every goal we concede comes from basics. Look at the Spurs goal last week. It's very similar to the Everton goal. It's a hatful of mistakes that lead to a goal that we're all... But it's not one mistake. It's 5 or 6 mistakes. Basics not being done properly. Bruno caught in possession again. He needs subbing off. He's playing absolute shite. But people will blame the manager. But I'm telling you now, if I've got players... I mean, Rasmus may as well sit next to bloody Amorim and get a hoodie on. Be more valuable to the club because there's absolutely nothing going on. Every pass by Bruno is misplaced. And he's not the only one. So people talk about formation and tactics. It doesn't matter if I'm playing a back 2, an 8 up front. We're all over the place again. That should be 2-0. And Arna makes the save. And now, for fuck's sake, mate. What's he doing? Patter cake at the back? What is he doing? Oh my God! Oh my God! He's having a laugh. He's having a laughing goal. I've told you about it. I've told you about it before. He's having a bloody laugh. He thinks he's at a pop concert. What's he doing? He palms it into danger every bloody time. Who taught him how to goalkeep? I bet it comes from a Bruno misplaced pass again as well. What the fuck is that goalkeeper doing? Second time in a week. Every time he makes a save, he's bloody Tom Cruise. I went to the danger zone. Bloody look at this. In behind Maguire. Where's Delo again? Oh my God. That is absolute shite goalkeeping. Look at where he palms this. Anywhere but there, mate. Anywhere but there. And I'll tell you what, they trained this as goalkeepers as well. You're meant to get up quick. Look at that for a goalkeeper, palming it up there. And look how slow he is to get up as well. Mate, you've got a challenge for that. He gets up and stands there watching it. He thinks it's a hot air balloon. Fucking hell, mate. That is basic goalkeeping. Palm it out of danger and then get up and get up. He gets up and goes like this. What is it? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's the fucking ball. Oh, this keeper, mate. He is. I mean, it's not all his fault. I'd analyse that back as well. But that is fucking hell. Mate, you can't deal with this. 2-0 down to Everton after 34 minutes. Fair play. If you're an Everton fan, you must be going, watch this. Just watch this. Straight at him. What are you doing? I can't. All right, even if I let him off the save, watch it when he gets up. When he gets up, you've got to get up. He's going backwards, look. He's like, I've got to get back to my goal line. I've got to get back to my goal line. What an idiot. When you palm it like that, as a goalkeeper, you are taught to get up quickly and then go forward and punch it because you've got bloody arms. He palms it, gets up and starts going, got to get back to my goal line. What the fuck? Get up and use your bloody hands, mate. Oh, I can't believe it. I mean, Everton should have scored anyway, but I'm like bloody Amorim walking around. He's a joking goal, though. He is an absolute joking goal. But also, I've got to move on. Where's Delo? Where is Delo when there's 3 Everton players? Why is he just jogging back? He's a shit show this season, Delo. Bruno's a fucking shit show. I don't get it. I don't get it. Delo was better under Ten Hag. We bring in a Portuguese manager and he's fucking shit. Maguire's just slow, Anthony. I mean, people having a go at Maguire. We're not going down that road again, are we? I mean, look, Maguire was slow 5 years ago. He ain't going to get any quicker. I'm not going to take a pop at Maguire for being slow. He's not going to get quicker in his 30s, is he? But why is Delo not sprinting back? Bruno on corners again. Fucking hell. So, can I just say as well, I thought Casemiro was on the bench. I mean, what's he done? Dorgu, an example. Let Amorim do his thing, says Ray. All of them a shit show. We are bobbing, says Lee. They've quit on Amorim, says Gadget. Yeah, well, I don't want to say that, but it does feel a little bit like it. Too scared to commit and knock the attacker out and concede a penalty, says Tyler. And I got up at 6 a.m. for this, says Oki. Get back to bed, mate. Did this team even get rid of the bloody dressing room? Granted, Everton are up for it, but they seem to be all over them, winning everything at the moment. Oh, fucking hell. Humphrey says, you're anchoring on the goalkeeper when the issue is clearly in defence. Mate, I've spoken about the whole team and the basics, but what I'm saying is, you can't ignore shit goalkeeping as well. Like, that shouldn't be a goal. I'm done. Someone with my obituary, says Fraser. Amorim scapegoated plus sacked if we lose badly here, says Ardo. How Bayinda not playing? He's injured, Umit. Difference in energy levels is insane. This is so sad. Just want to cry. Relegation looming, says Rebecca. No shots on target again. Poor display again. Dorgu good, but the rest absolute shit, says Vinay. 5 become big booms for United, says LC. There is no way we're winning the Europa League, says Dazzo. Defence was crap, but Anana has to go in the summer, says Nick. Every week it's just a horror show. You know the pain is coming, says David. Look, if I was tactically breaking this down, if I was Rio Ferdinand on BT, I would simply say biggest issue Man United have got, Bruno's dropping too deep, giving the ball away, and Casemiro may as well not be there. It's like we're playing with 10 men. Bruno is still playing in the midfield with Agate, even though that's Casemiro's job. Just giving the ball away. I tell you what, Bruno is horrible today as well. I've just seen him twice turn his face away at a player who's lost the ball. Now, that's all fine and well if you're not fucking the biggest culprit. Garner, oh my God. Put a tackle in. 3, bloody hell. It'll be 3-0 in a minute. I get the feeling that they've down tools. It feels like it might be deliberate, you know. Don't worry, Mark. We have a new hoodie the fans will buy. Things won't change till the fans wake up, says Ian Carlton. Where's the leadership from Bruno? He's just moaning about every call from the ref, says Braden. Paul says, this is officially the worst performing Man United side ever. My Sunday team looks better, says Paul. It's sadly just expected. We are awful, says 5 Cantonars. We concede all these goals because of turnovers. The team can't put together one good passing sequence, says Milan. Look, I said it a couple of weeks ago. To me, this just reminds me of Rangnick. And Rangnick was brought in as an interim, spoke a load of sense. Players didn't like it. Players weren't good enough. Amorim said, we need open heart surgery to get rid of these players. They got rid of Rangnick. Here we are. Amorim comes in, says we need to make a lot of changes, gets one signing. Players start downing tools. They'll sack the manager again. Men versus boys, says Senor. I'd certainly make some subs at half-time. I mean, the one player I would take off is Bruno. If he misplaces this pass, thank fucking God for that. No, actually, I wouldn't take Bruno off because we get worse without Bruno, which is just, it's incredible, really. Play the simple pass. What? 5 seconds ago, that should have gone to Casemiro. Headless chicken, says Pierce. Lots. Lads standing on top of each other in our third, says Pierce. Norval says, I think we could put a team together from the group chat that's better. United chance to put a cross in. Come on, come back. Edge of the box. Dorgu was the ball. Dorgu's the ball. Dorgu's the ball. It's got to be worth it. Shot, Agate. Wide. Is that our first shot? Oh my God. 41 minutes. That was our first shot. First shot. "41 minutes and that's our first shot. That is disgusting. You know how much we're paying this bunch of players, by the way. Work it out. I would say 350, 650, 850 million, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, about £1.5 million a week in wages on that pitch for Man United. Maybe a little bit more. Well, Casemiro's 350 and Bruno's 300 straight away and Maguire's 200. So £1.5 million a week, and I've probably underpriced it on that pitch. Just in wages. I can't stress enough how problematic Casemiro being on the pitch is for the stability he's hitting. If he doesn't take... Look, I'd be absolutely stunned if he doesn't take Casemiro off at half-time, and I'm tired of getting into arguments with United fans I respect over Casemiro. Like, I liked Casemiro at first season and Real Madrid, but he's done. I don't think he's doing it on purpose, But he's done. I played five-a-side on Thursday night. I haven't played in a year. Fucking hell. I may as well not have bothered. Injured in the first 5 minutes. Way off the pace. It happens. You know, I'm not 28 anymore. And he ain't 28 anymore. I'm not comparing myself to Casemiro. I'm just saying that you get to an age where you can't do it. Remember Paul Scholes saying it. The mind is willing, but the body ain't giving. That's why you have to retire. Get beat every week and they worry about sellotapes, as 5 Cantonars. This is what it was like watching Newcastle under Mike Ashley. He ruined any bit of joy in our club. I feel for you with Glinios, says Darren. Thank you very much, mate, as a fan of another club. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Apparently we're only 100 away from 40,000. Player ratings in the second half. You can sign up for that in the link in the description or through the QR code, which we'll get going round as well. I think it would be very low scores at the moment. Plymouth away next season in the Championships, is Bradley. Thank God Leicester, Southampton and Ipswich are so shit. Or under... shit's not fair. Just not strong enough. I think the Championship's just not strong enough to stay up. Otherwise, we would be in trouble. You should get the pass completion stat for post-match show. This game feels like a record for missed passes. Yeah, but there'll be about a 50 sideways passes, won't they, that'll save them, Noah. I think Casemiro used to find football so effortless that he doesn't know how to adapt now his body is slowing down, says Callum. Good point. Scott Wilkinson, thank you very much. Welcome to the Members Club. This is let us play how we like or you're out of here. It's like over 60s walking football, says Christopher. If you were a manager right now, what would you do, says Keel? Sir Alex, what here to watch the shit, says Fraser. What if I was manager, what would I do? Casemiro's got to come off. Because Agate might not be able to play 90 minutes anyway. I mean, you know what? Rashford at United obviously didn't work out well. But one thing I will say is Rashford's a better corner taker than Bruno. Why does Bruno Fernandes take all of our set pieces? He's not even good at them. I do not know why he takes set pieces. Like, he doesn't, very rarely puts it where it needs to be. Doesn't get the same amount of power or whip as a Declan Rice or a Saka or a Rashford. And yet he takes every set piece. Look at that. No power in it. You can't score from that. It's a shit corner. You're asking Xerxes to produce a miracle there because there's no power on it at all. So I mean, even though Xerxes gets there, if that's on target, Pickford probably catches it. You can't score from a header, from a corner that's got the power of that on it. And yet he takes every fucking corner. Clueless under 7 says Joel Win. This is what it was like watching Newcastle. We've done that one. Thanks very much for your super chats. Yeah. Oh dear. Dear oh dear. 6 minutes of added time. Yeah, anyway, going back to what I'd do at half time, I get Casemiro off. Is it worth throwing Kone on? It's dangerous to do that. He's so young. Free kick to United here down the left-hand side. He's going to book him as well. I mean, fair play, referee. I didn't think that was even a foul, but we'll take it. Yeah, I think I'd be looking at obviously making some changes. I think you've got to get hold of that midfield. You're never going to sub off Bruno, so yeah, can't really say anything about that. But Casemiro's got to come off. We've never got hold of the. We've had one shot in 46 minutes. So, I mean, Xerxes not in the game. Rasmus is not in the game. Dorgu's our only outlet. I mean, Delo down the right-hand side compared to the left-hand side, nothing. Another shit cross. I mean, I'm getting so angry. I mean, I've got to apologise, everybody. Is it me? I'm getting so angry with Bruno's set pieces. It's absolutely terrible. But like I say, old stat man Dave will be there going, Bruno completed the most passes in the whole of the Premier League this weekend. And I'll be like, I couldn't give a shit about stats. The eye test is, you know, he's probably played 100 5-yard passes sideways, hasn't he? The lack of energy and athleticism is in the field. Xerxes off, Obi on, Case off, Casemiro off, Kone on. Our experienced bench has no pace. Garner on for Delo, says Vicky. And Kizza says, we're not even trying to give him a fight. Use all 5 subs at half-time, bring all the kids on and take off the deadwood. I almost think that is the best way to go now. I'd rather have a prostate exam than watch this, says Mr. Creed. I hope Sir Alex is happy with the damage he's done. Cared more about a horse than United's future, says Dixon. And I genuinely think if we get relegated, the Glazers will leave, as Source reacts. And Mohammed says, sacking Ten Hag mid-season was the dumbest decision ever. Amorim has a complicated tactic. He should have came in the new season. That's from Mohammed. Players are not against the manager, but against the owners. Owners firing people, cutting costs. If owners don't care, why should they, says Bobby. That's an interesting concept, that players might just be demotivated by the way the club's being run. Hairdryer treatment needed at half-time, says TJ. Dance1211 says, Moyes says United must improve in a number of areas, including passing, creating chances and defending. Man United on Twitter, 10th of the 12th, 2013. And Tom Kent says, I feel sorry for those people getting up or staying up in unsociable hours to watch this shite. These players need a shift at Tesco with minimum wage, says Tom. And Madiv says, what do you do? Hold on. Could have been a penalty. Could have been 3-0. I mean, I genuinely think the Everton player here is very honest, because I'm taking a tumble. He could have gone down. Decore, I mean, it would have been a bit of a dive, but it might have got a pen. Good defending by Mazraoui. Madav says, what do you do as manager now? I'd like to believe the players have down tools because it's worrying me more if this is them giving 100%. Jesse says, where do you think exactly the downfall started? Oh, and Arna's caught the ball, and that is half-time. God, so much to unpick there. So many good points. Don't forget to sign up for the player ratings if you want to get voting from now on. Sign up by scanning the QR code or go through the link in the description. What would I do? Yeah, Hoyland gets the ball in the box and 0 options for him because they're all walking. I honestly can't with this lot, says NC44. Yeah, look, I think ultimately I expected better. I've got to put my hands up and say I predicted a Man United win. I saw something in the Spurs game. I wanted to see something in the Spurs game. I think we all wanted to see something in the Spurs game, and we haven't seen it again today. I did say in the week, though, the biggest problem with Man United over the last decade is that if you see something in one game, you're an idiot if you think it's going to happen in the next game. I mean, look, go back to Man City at the Etihad, 2-0 down at half-time under Jose. We beat them 3-2, stopping them winning the league at that point. You think, yes, something to build on. Home next week against West Brom, who are going to get relegated, lose 1-0. And how many times do we see that? We'll beat somebody, we'll do something, and then the next week we'll fall off. That's not specific to Amorim, Ollie, Jose. It's specific to the toxicity of the football club. Consistency just cannot be bought. It cannot be found. But I did expect that we still have got things to play for. The FA Cup, the Europa League, and you've got to build towards those. You've got to build performance. And everything I saw against Spurs in the second half is obliterated today. And look, there's so many things you can say wrong. Delo is a waste of time down the right-hand side. If you look at the second goal, he's jogging back and he's still on the pitch. Now, if he's jogging back because he's injured, why is he still on the pitch? So you've got to look at Delo and say, why are you jogging back? We're overrun on your side of the pitch and you're jogging back. So that needs calling out. Casemiro in the midfield. Look, we've got an injury crisis in the midfield. Collier's not there. Mainoo's not there. So you're really playing Casemiro there or Bruno there. Both players have been shit. So what else would you do? Pick Kone, who's never played before? I mean, that's the option there. Goalkeeper's obviously made errors. Maguire is slow, we know that. We've had one shot in 45 minutes from the edge of the box that went wide. So there's a catalogue of errors in there. But where I draw the line is that, and it irritates me because nobody wants to have the real conversation anyway about why the club is where it is. And we all know why it is. People at the top. The second irritant is the people, mainly in the media, who start talking about he needs to play a back four. He needs to go back to a back four. We don't need to go to a back four because we haven't got a manager that was brought in to play a back four. And we don't need to play a back four because Ten Hag played a back four and we were still shit. The biggest problem is we can't pass the ball, we can't clear the ball, we don't concentrate, and we don't mark properly. Now, I don't care whether you're playing a back four, a back five, a back three, or whatever formation. If you can't pass the ball, you can't clear the ball, you can't mark people properly, and you can't concentrate properly, at this level, you will get humiliated. And every week it's that. Every goal we concede is massively down to individual errors, but it's not one player anymore, it's 4 or 5. You look at the first goal, I'm literally shouting, as I'm sure many of you are, get rid, get rid, get rid, for about, it felt like a minute before they actually score. Look at last week against Spurs. Dalot not marking the back post, Son's unmarked, Bruno not tight enough on Bergvall, and then Onana palming it into danger again. So a number of mistakes. Today, get rid, get rid. I don't know who did the headers where they could have just got more on it or got it to the side of the pitch. The annoying thing about that is that when you look at the first goal, I don't know who's heading it, so I can't name players, but there's about 4 headers, isn't there? Every Man United player should be winning that and getting it out of danger. And every Man United player is heading it into danger. Then the second goal, look, ultimately somebody's given the ball away there. We know on the first goal it was from Bruno. Someone's given it away in the second goal. Where's the low? We've already spoken about. Maguire's always going to be slow. But then, look, Onana, right? Palms it into danger again. Doesn't need to palm it there. People will say it's right at him and he's got to react. He's a world-class goalkeeper. Any world-class goalkeeper will tell you your reactions are legendary. If you ever watch cricket and how quick they bowl the ball, and if it gets a little tap off the bat, it's coming at you at very high speed. And those cricket players behind the stumps, sometimes it's 5 meters, sometimes it's 10 meters. They're catching it one-handed from a ball that's moving massively quick. Your reactions and my reactions, you can't compare it to these top level goalkeepers, cricket players, etc. So although it's straight at him, you're taught, it's all about how you move your hands. He does straight hands. He doesn't angle his hands on what he does. That's why it always goes into danger, because he does what a basic goalkeeper does. He just flat hands it. Good goalkeepers, they rotate their wrists. They angle stuff so that on that Maddison shot, if you angle your hand, it will come off your hand and go that way. But he's very flat-handed in everything he does, so he makes a good save, but it's always flat-handed straight back from where it came. And you've got to angle your hands, and he doesn't do that. Then, when it's in the air, how many goalkeeper drills have you seen where they fire shots at them and they've got to get up really quick for another shot? So he gets up and then he's going backwards. You're the guy with the hands, mate. That ball's in the air. You've got to get up, jump and punch, not get up and go, oh my God, and go backwards. So, look, it's not Onana's fault we're 2-0 down, but it helps to have David De Gea in goal, because we've been there before where goalkeepers can, you know, we could be 0-0 at half time going, we should be 2-0 down. How many times under De Gea did we used to go, we should be 2 or 3-0 down, but he's made 3 or 4 class saves, and we haven't got a goalkeeper that does that anymore, but we've still got a team that is just shit, really bad. What would I do at half time? I just think we're at that point now where we're very close to just writing the whole season off. If Fulham beat us next week, which they might do, and Sociedad beat us in the Europa League, by the time we hit the March international break, that Dublin show won't just be 10 years of United stand, it'll be a season review because it'll be over. So we've got to somehow try and find something. And I think that, I'm just looking at the goals now. Yeah, 3, 4 attempts to get rid of this ball and we don't do it. Get rid. 5. 6. Yeah, we had 5 attempts, 5 chances to get rid of that ball. It's shocking. But yeah, as I said, we've got to try and find some level of performance because, look, the results we're having at the moment are incredibly bad. Like, I wouldn't be sacking Amorim. He needs to be... Dorgu's probably been our best player. So one player brought in and he's out. I mean, imagine if they sack Amorim, right? And then we're dissecting it and we go, every player that's let him down are other... And look at Delo here. Not even sprinting. I know, look, watch Delo. If you're watching on TNT, watch Delo. Yeah, he's highlighting Maguire, but look at Delo. He's not even sprinting. It's like he's injured. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I can't believe Onana here as well. Yeah, whatever. I've seen it. Maguire's getting a lot of blame for both the goals. Look, I would say about Maguire is, I've given Maguire criticism over the years, but his weaknesses are his weaknesses. He's slow. You put him in a back 4, imagine him, I mean, Maguire actually suits the back 3, and they still got weaknesses. Imagine him in a back 4. I think that it's so bad now, you could probably put in a Kone or an Obi Martin and it wouldn't be any worse. It's just whether it's fair to throw kids into that. But he's got to make changes. I mean, you can't not make changes based on that half of football. It's been absolutely shocking. Really, really bad. Don't forget to give cross-player play. And if you've got Man United in centre like me, you're probably going to beat me now. But yeah, it's cross-play. You can play that. I think we've got it there for you. Scan the QR code. Give it a go. 10,000 in prizes in our exclusive league to play. And you're probably going to beat me now because I've put Man United smack in the middle of my 9 selections. So I'm not going to get many points unless it's an amazing comeback. But links in the description and scan the QR code. Okay, I'm getting ridiculed there. Thank you very much for that. Okay, will there be subs at half-time, Mark? Let's wait and see. Please do subscribe if you're on YouTube. We're about 20 away from 40,000. Thanks for all the follows on TikTok. Yeah, I mean, look, 2-0's a dangerous scoreline normally. If you're winning 2-0 and the opposition get 1 back, it can be a nervy time. I don't think they've ever been more comfortable. Thanks for the follow, Craig, Solitaire, Iwan, and Kirub as well. Appreciate that. Can you say hello to my mate, Jurgi, says Triff. Watching Maguire try to sprint is the only thing about this club that makes me smile, says Tyler. Half the team is just not putting effort in during the match, says Bay. Look, I'll reserve judgment till full time. But as I said, there's £1.5 million of wages on that pitch in a week. It's probably more, just a rough check that Casemiro's 350k, Bruno's 300k, Maguire's 190k. There's a lot of wages on there. £1.5 million a week, and they can't pass the ball. I'm tired. I'm tired. I think that's the word as a United fan. I am tired of the repetition. I'm tired of the call-ins on crappy radio stations or rubbish pundits on mainstream media or bitter client journalists writing shit about managers, whether it's Jose, whether it's Ollie, whether it's Ten Hag, whether it's Amorim. I'm tired of that. I'm absolutely tired of that. You know, if you go outside and get wet and then you come inside and you blame it on your tap that's not on, when it's been raining outside, it's the rain. Like, stop blaming it on something that's not the problem. Manchester United's problem is 100% what's going on at the top of the football club and 100% about what's going on in the dressing room. It is not the sandwich filler. It is the bread that is squashing the filler. And if we lose this game, which we probably will, there's going to be a lot about sacking Amorim. And I just think you've got to be an absolute Class A prat to be talking about sacking Amorim. His style of football doesn't suit these players. He wanted the job in the summer. Ineos insisted that he came in now. They gave him one player in January, and that one player looks like the best player in the system. What a surprise. So we get, but the problem for me is that I know he needs a big summer. I know he needs a pre-season. I accept all that. But it's not like he's going, that's fine, let's just have a piss about. Like, he's trying to get something out of this team to rescue something from this season. The fans are desperate for this team to do something to rescue something from this season. The players are letting everybody down. They're letting the manager down. They're letting the fans down. And I hate to say it, but they are. Like, take Bruno Fernandes off set pieces. He's shit at them. Thank you. You know, I can't explain how frustrating it is to see Everton pinging the ball around first time accurately and then watch Man United players control the ball, look around for 5 seconds and then pass it to a blue shirt. Look, I've played the game. We've all played the bloody game, but you don't need to play the game. If you can't see that we can't do basics and you think those basics are on a manager, then you're lost. You're absolutely lost. Genuinely, these things under 8 teams are doing, and we can't do it. Sheeran says, we gave Maguire an extension. He's too erratic. I'm on my lunch break at work, just seeing the score. How's the game been? Says Ivor. I'd rather be doing your job, mate. The fact we can't play simple passes is diabolical. I cannot believe how shocking we look, says Tom. Is relegation something you're thinking about, says Will. I'm absolutely not thinking about relegation. I would say that we deserve relegation, but I'm not thinking about relegation because Leicester, Ipswich and Southampton aren't good enough to stay up. That 10 points gap to them may as well be 50. Moyes truly is an idol for these eternal relegation battlers, says Vladimir. Steve, welcome to Members Club. Why does Maguire keep sticking his hand up calling for offside? Says SEO. Painful to watch, but nothing I'm not used to, says Reese. I feel like United is a circus. We are the clowns, says Brandon. I want to see at least 2 subs at half-time. Can one of the 2 goalkeepers on the bench play right back, says it's Cyan. And sum up this match in 5 words, what would they be? An embarrassment to Manchester United. I'm not even angry, just relegators, Blackburn it all down and start again. I'll burn it all down. United are a risible disgrace, says Lee. No communication between our defence, says Wade. United will win 3-2, says Paul. We need serious investment in the summer of our Premier League status is finished, says Ian. We need players to suit Amorim's system, says Compacted. Maguire a foot away, an arm up, crying for offside before the ball in the back of the net. Focus on keeping it out, then do your appealing. All a bunch of bottlers, says NC44. You can't be too harsh on Amorim because he did come in halfway through the season and has been left with a rubbish team, says SS. I'm sad, but Amorim has to go. All his fault, but he has to. The players simply didn't respond to him, says D1. I think that's a scary proposition, mate. So we basically sack another manager and let the players stay. I just can't believe people even think that. Thank you very much for the super taps. Appreciate that. Is it the system? Is it the players who can't adapt? Or is it the pressure for playing for United? Players aren't good enough, mate. It's not pressure. I find people who say it's pressure laughable. Oh, it's too much pressure at Old Trafford. It's too much pressure at Spurs. It's not pressure. It's low IQ. They're not good enough, mate. I'd love to say opposite, but they're just not good enough. We overpaid for a vast amount of shite. And that's the truth. We've overpaid on players. They're not good enough to play modern football. You know? It's as simple as that. I'm not watching good players struggle because the tactics aren't right. Look, if you've got Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva and Phil Foden and your defenders are just booting it long to Erling Haaland, then okay, we're wasting talent. But we've got a manager that wants to play a good brand of football, and we've got players that can't play a simple pass. Yeah, let's blame the guy that took over a squad who got another manager sacked, and it's his fault. They can't do basic passes and shoot the ball. To Rose Ed, says Michael. I wonder how I'm not a drug actor, says Marv. He's not made any subs at half time, which I find quite surprising, actually. Casemiro, Delo, and Bruno. I just think, yeah, we'd be worse without Bruno. I know that, and I know we can't take Bruno off because we're worse without him. But I mean, at what point do you say, okay, I'd rather be worse? Your performance has been shambolic. Your captaincy has been even worse. I mean, the amount of times I've seen people misplace a pass, and he's there throwing his hands in the air, and yet he's done it more than anyone. Necro says, Bruno's constantly out of position. It makes me much harder to create any chances. That's a nice ball by Xerxes. Why is Agate on the right wing? Xerxes, lay it off. Fucking lay it off. Bruno. I don't think, you know what? I don't think we know what we're doing. I just don't think we've got any... I've said this about United for years. It's like anything they get told in training, they obviously just have low IQ, because when everyone gets the ball, they don't know where anybody is. Like look at us here. They get the ball and then they've got to look. They don't know where anybody is. It's not... Nobody knows what the other person's meant to be doing. Dorgu. It's not a bad cross, but no one's there. Don't shoot, Casemiro. Good ball into Delo. Cross it, cross it. Oh, Bruno. Second ball. Oh my God. Why is no one going for a second ball in their 6-yard box? I'm very worried if this is what they can do after a week of good training, says Luke. I can't believe there are people saying Amorim out. Just shows how low the IQ in the fan base is. Stop blaming the gaffer, says Mike. I can see Southgate is the plan. I'm Southgate out from day one. I'm not fucking grinding out 1-0 wins. Passing is diabolical, says Gadget. I think both players and Amorim finished EPL in their minds. Keep up, they'll be in the Championship next season, says Amar. Do you believe in a comeback, says Emil? I mean, look, it's a game of two halves. If we can show something in the second half and get one back, you never know. Hi Mark, been watching since the start. Love the channel. Do you think there's a real possibility that Amorim gets sacked? I hope not, Will. I hope not. Ashley Young's coming on. Me shit. If he comes on and plays well, that's just how bad we are. Our challenges are huge. It worries me that the environment punishes our best players. We can't get the best from Bruno, Rashford, etc. Let's focus on the root cause. This is Humphrey. How do we change the environment? Mark, I've been in recovery for the past year for a serious depression problem. You and the United Stand has been an incredible help for me. Being able to feel a part of the community has been great. Huge thanks. Thank you, Tom, and thanks for sharing that with us. I hope you're doing well. Nice ball out to Dorgu. Into Bruno. What the fuck's that? Fans need to realise that if we sack Amorim, we aren't getting a world-class manager in, because we would be paying off Amorim and Ten Hag. This team just looks depleted. It's just frustrating to see us not putting the balls in the box, says Omar. I think that's an important thing from Omar as well. Whether you agree with it or not, if you're like me and you want Amorim to stay and be given a proper chance, then my belief that he will be given that chance is based upon the fact that financially they can't do anything else. I think 100% they will keep hold of him. We have a Frankenstein squad. Amorim's only signing is the best player on the pitch, says Free Immortal. Scariest thing for me is the lack of total fight, says Lee Berman. Gunnar here says found some cash. You need to recognise the cycle before calling the manager out. Exactly. Goodison was an easy 3 points under Ten Hag, says Sam. And how can the manager make no changes at half time? Sinking his own ship unless he wants out, says Shane Matthews. And Pranav has bet £5 on this team. Another shit corner. Paul says, sadly, another new level of abysmal losing with a bit of fight is one thing, but this is woeful. No fight is the scary part. Kick up that backside needed, says Paul. Look, we're a shambles off the pitch. We're a shambles on the pitch. I mean, those things being sort of going hand in hand, I suppose, are not surprising, are they? Don't forget, if you want to do our new player ratings, scan the QR code and sign up. It takes about 30 seconds to do that. We've had a few problems with it recently, so this should fix it from your side. But we're also starting a mailing list as well this week. So as part of signing up for the player ratings, you'll also be part of our mailing list as we start to look at things that we can do as a community, action around the club, etc. So we'll be doing our own community. You remember, like, Man United did this big fan poll about do you want a new stadium, this, that and the other, but it was only for season ticket holders. Well, not everyone's a season ticket holder, so we've been working on this for a while now. We want to build a database of Man United community from around the world and actually do proper what do you think about the club, what do you want to see doing, so that we can actually start presenting it in front of hundreds of thousands of people. This is what United fans really think, not some poll from The Athletic or the Manchester Evening News or anything like that. And also, that's how you do your player ratings now as well. So make sure you sign up for that, for the player ratings. The worrying thing about Dorgu being our best player so far is, will be affected by the bad culture, same as Mazraoui. Yes, Nigel, we've seen it so many times. Why is Eriksen chilling in the bottom left? I don't know why he's there. Why is Eriksen there? I've clicked it by accident, that's why. Constantine says, I really don't understand the backing of this manager. Honestly, what did Sporting win with him? 2 Premier League titles and 3 Portuguese League Cups. How does that match up the rest of Europe? Not like he won the Champions League. I'll leave that to the chat, Constantine. Do you think a low IQ manager would be better off for a low IQ players to play better? I think this is a great comment by NYC. I think this is a brilliant comment. One of the best sort of analysis points we've had, because I think this is Everton. David Moyes is a low IQ manager compared to modern football. That's why West Ham got rid of him. His football's quite straightforward. And it works with Everton players, because these Everton players aren't going to be playing for Liverpool. They're not going to be playing for Man City. They're not going to be playing for Arsenal. So it's not offensive to say that they are lower IQ footballers. So it works. David Moyes with Everton is a match made in heaven. It's not disrespectful. Dolly Parton FC, work hard, 9 to 5. We're Man United. We're meant to be a high-level football club. We bring in a high-level manager. I'm talking about Ten Hag, Jose, Amorim. But you give them low IQ players. So I would remove the name Man United, and I would say we bring these managers in, but we have players that are no better than what Everton have got. Now, David Moyes suits Everton, and they're doing really, really well. But if you gave Jose Mourinho or Erik Ten Hag Everton, I think they wouldn't do any better than Moyes, because the players suit Moyes. But if you give Moyes Man City, I think they're going to struggle, because he wouldn't be able to coach them to the level that they're good at. This is the mismatch that we have. This is basically what we're talking about. Our squad is low IQ. So it doesn't, bringing in a high IQ manager or a modern manager doesn't make sense. So we either go and give the job to a David Moyes and we finish around 8th playing shit football, or we get rid of the players and try and be a Liverpool or an Arsenal. Well, I want to be a Liverpool or an Arsenal. I don't want to just win games and finish 8th like Everton. I actually want to build a team that I'm proud of. And to do that, we've got to get rid of some of these players. The conversation about Bruno is still there, bookmarked. We just can't have it because it's not high profile enough. It's not. I mean, look at what he's just done there. I tell you what, in the player ratings, if I give Bruno higher than a 3, I'll be stunned. Where did Ancelotti finish with Everton though, mate? Where did you actually finish? Did you finish in the Champions League? Did you finish in the top 8? I can't remember. So it proves my point, doesn't it? Got to get some subs on here. It's just no better. It's got to make changes. You've got to make subs. It's just no better in the second half. Yeah, you got to get Garnacho on, get somebody who can run the ball. Mazraoui's injured, I think. Southgate is the answer for this team. God help us, says Bobby. I honestly think Southgate would get better results because he'd just play very basic football and that would suit some of our very basic players. But the future would be shit. Be another 3 years of Ollie. Like, it would be... It's like, do you want to become a team that can win the league, or do you want to become a team that wins games every now and again and does okay? And if you want to win games every now and again and be okay and not play very good football, then give the job to Gareth Southgate. If you want to build a team that can compete with Liverpool, our rival, then get a manager in like this, clear the squad out, and spend the money on it. But we probably can't do that. So this is why a lot of people have had enough of the ownership and are like, we genuinely need to stop buying the hoodies. We genuinely need to stop spending money on the football club, and we genuinely need to force them out. Now, if they sacked Amorim and brought Southgate in and he won four of his first 5 games, like 1-0, people are like, oh, this is great, but it won't last. Why did we get rid of Rude? Have you seen how he's doing at Leicester, mate? My biggest worry is Ruben will get sacked to save Ineos' skin without ever getting a chance, says Steve Howard. 57 minutes, no shot on target. This is the newest, says HC. We are making a mistake in thinking because we do not want Glinios that we have to back Amorim. They can both be bad, says Andrew. But Andrew, you're not. I respect it, but what do you want to do? So you sound like you want to sack Amorim. Where are you going next? And this is the same thing that happened with Ten Hag. People get very vocal about we need to get rid of the manager. Where are you going next? How are you affording it? And what the fuck are we going to do? Because I'd love to know what magic wand you're going to pull out your arse, Andrew, and explain what we're going to do next. So you're comfortable spending another 15 million, sacking another manager, and then replacing him with another manager. Who's that going to be? For the sake of United, Rashford shouldn't have been the one to be sent. Midfielders and defenders needed to change, says Omar. Oh, come on. I can't deal with the low IQ teams bad enough. Low IQ chat. Come on. You're acting like Marcus Rashford was fucking playing well and turning up and working hard. Come on. Let's not pretend that people like Anthony and Rashford and Van der Beek and Sancho was a mistake. Like, they actually symbolise the tip of the iceberg where we need to do a lot more of that. That's the start. Rashford gone, Anthony gone, Van der Beek gone. Now you need to get rid of Casemiro. Now you need to get rid of probably Delot. There's so many other players that need to go. Let's bring Paul Pogba back. Let's bring Rashford back. Like they weren't the problems themselves. Come on. We need to clear out more and replace more, not bring back the mistakes. My most positive thought right now is bring on Lindelof, says Tom. I'm going to watch United versus Ipswich for my first time, but I think watching on TV is bad enough, says Ethan. I can't even predict that we'd win that game, mate, against Ipswich. Make some subs, can't get any worse as such. Safe to say Ineos buying a percentage of our club is a huge failure, says Brian. Right, here we go. Garnacho's coming on. We need more than that. I can't believe he's kept Casemiro on this long. Marlowe says the mentality is the biggest problem and has been for years. I don't think the players can handle his honesty. Snowflakes. A bit of time. Dorgu. Corner. Yeah. How's he kept that in? Jammy bastard, Branthwaite. Absolute jammy bastard. How's he managed to keep this in here? Well, he hasn't. There's no way he's kept that in. Bruno has played exactly the same way under 4 managers and systems. He's also not the only one. We are also always second to the ball, says Jeff. If Amorim had Quenda on the bench, he would be on now, but Obi and Kone aren't good enough. Yeah, Casemiro off. Well done. Never should play again. I've seen many strikers in the graveyard shift. It's safe to say Highland is the worst, resting comfortably in proverbial peace, says Ash G. Amorim's been... Look, I'm not here to say that people like Rasmus or Xerxes or even Garnacho, if he doesn't do much, played well. And I know there's a lot of people out there that really want us to buy a striker, and I agree with that. But let's be honest, it's very hard to criticise a Xerxes or a Rasmus beyond hold-up play because there's absolutely nothing going on apart from when we get it to Dorgu in relation to any creativity. I can accept a loss, but I cannot forgive players giving up, says Angry Brit. Archie says, after reading about the issues off the pitch and now watching this, I think I'm going to spend £85 on the brand new hoodie, says Archie. Look, in relation to the issues off the pitch, and if you're pissed off about what's going on the pitch, make sure you scan that QR code or go through the link in the description and sign up for player ratings, because it's also sign up for our new newsletter that starts next week. Basically, we're going to start off with a big Man United fan poll. So we want as many people on it as possible, because if we get a few thousand, then we can say we've polled 1,000 fans, and it's going to be like a questionnaire around some key things around Man United. And we're hoping to generate a little bit of publicity off that. We've got plans around things beyond protests, etc., that we can present and send to other groups and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's time. You know, we did the piece on the regeneration project and the land that no one wants to talk about. We spoke about what Ineos did to Nice. We've spoken about, you know, the financials this week. So if you want to actually start getting involved in stuff, then yeah, we are the biggest Man United community, and we do bow down quite rightly to the Red Army and the 58 and the Man United Supporters Trust in relation to organising protests, and we'll support that. But there is stuff we can look into and do ourselves, and you know, hopefully get them on board with as well. And I just think, regardless of whether we beat Everton or we lose to Everton or Brighton or whoever else, this has been going on for too long. And if you really do care about the club, I wouldn't be buying the fucking hoodie that Amorim's wearing, because that's just bullshit, putting money into the Glazers' pocket. I'd be signing up, doing the player ratings and waiting for the stuff that we're about to start sending out. Because, you know, it might be a little, but it's more than nothing, isn't it? So, yeah, get involved, get on the mailing list, do your player ratings through that as well if you want to do that. Links in the description, or scan the QR code. Are we going to get relegated, says Manoj? No. No, we've got 29 points. Good save by Anana. Should have been 3-0. Cut back again. No one marking in the middle. It's amazing, isn't it? The inability to mark people from crosses. We have got 29 points, and Ipswich have got 17. We're 12 points from safety, mate. I mean, that, I don't know whether Ipswich will even get 30 points, let alone we only need one more point to get to 30. But I don't think Ipswich or Leicester or Southampton are getting 30 points. So we deserve to go down, but the Championship just ain't strong enough. Another shit ball by Bruno. Look, we never should have brought Amorim in November. It was shocking by Ineos, but if you know about them, they're crap anyway. They're not football people. I think we can all accept that. But that doesn't mean that there aren't criticisms of Amorim. And I just think it's, all right, you've got kids on the bench. I accept that. But you've also got Christian Eriksen on the bench. You've got Victor Lindelof on the bench. Could they really be any worse? Like, seriously, could they really be any worse than some of the performances on the pitch? 57 minutes, no shots. This is newest, says HC. At this point, we need Allardyce or Sean Dyche, says Frank. I wonder how many low IQ people are again putting this on Onana. That weak defence against statues, weak, frail, pathetic, no marking, no tracking, need a leader in defence, says that monoxide poison. I don't think anybody's putting the result on Onana, mate. I just think they're spreading the shit around the floor. Like, he is shit. And so are other people. I don't think there's any problem with that. There's going to be some match fixing involved at United. It's like the players are intentionally throwing games, says Michael. The only positive today has been Dorgu, my man of the match, says Ross McRae. I've missed a lot of the game. Were the two jammy goals, or are we seriously getting dominated? Oh, Jace, there's no doubt Everton deserve to be winning the game. Like, they're bad goals to concede again, but we've created nothing. Look at the stats. We've had no shots on target. Everton have had 6 on target. So, yeah, they completely deserve to be winning the game. There's no disrespect there. It takes time. Back Ruben and keep backing him, says Chat. Why can't he sub Bruno, says Anil. I don't know why he hasn't subbed Delo. I don't know why he hasn't subbed Bruno. I don't know why he hasn't subbed Xerxes or Rasmus for Obi Martin. I mean, I just don't see why he wouldn't do it. It can't be any worse. We're losing 2-0. Lose 4-0. Does it matter? I remember listening to Roy Keane once. Might have been in his book. So obviously I love Roy Keane, and I'm pretty sure this is accurate. I might be wrong. He said, I made my debut unexpectedly at Anfield for Nottingham Forest in a game where we got beat. And I thought I played really well, and the manager just gave me loads of praise afterwards. But we got beat by a good Liverpool side at Anfield, and that was my debut. Sometimes you're not in a lose position coming on here. The game is gone. We've been shit for 70 minutes. Like, would it really matter if you put Kone on in the midfield? Could he really do any worse than what Bruno Fernandes has done? Well, Rasmus is coming off for Obi Martin, and Yoro is going to come on as well. I forgot we had Yoro. I mean, I'd have got Yoro on for Mazraoui and Rasmus coming off. Bruno and Delo still on. Some think this manager is some miracle man, says Div Zombie. Did you know there are 5 current managers with the Champions League, says Sahil. Terrorism football, says Private. Just got engaged. I won't let Man United ruin this week for me, says Peter. Season's a write-off. We're not getting relegated. Amorim might as well start betting in youngsters, says Free. But it's not a write-off though, is it? That's the thing. As much as I want to go, yeah, let's start playing the youngsters, it's not a write-off. And that's the irritating thing. Bruno is fucking shit. Delo is fucking shit. That goalkeeper is costing us goals. There's other people in the team as well. But we still could win the FA Cup, and we still could win the Europa League. Of course, people will say we won't, but when you're in it, of course you can. So it's not a write-off, and that's what I mean. Like, where are you building your performance from? Handball on the edge of the box, not a penalty. We don't have the right healthy players that can play from the back, nor the front line that can hold up a defender for us to kick the ball forward. Our build-up play is not good enough, says Omar. Look, Mason Mount irritates me because in this system that Amorim wants to play, and in the system that Ten Hag wanted to play, Mason Mount is actually more suitable than Bruno for that position that we need. But he's just never bloody fit, is he? I do not buy there are no better managers out there. Was Amorim the only choice? I know you'll blame players, but Ten Hag got better results in football, says Andrew. Glinios and Amorim both should go. Andrew, but you're talking out your arse. Like, I'm sorry, and thank you very much for your contribution, as always, but, you know, the reason you're talking out your arse is because we don't have the money to do what you want to do. You can say that Ineos shouldn't have sacked Ten Hag. I think that's common sense. Goal! 2-1, Bruno! Ah, shut up, Andrew! And everybody else who was slagging Bruno off. He scored a free kick. Come on! Let's have it! I've never criticised him. Look, I don't care. If we can get something out of this game, it might be a spark. You can't start a fire without a spark. Did it deflect, or is it just clever? About bloody time. Take Bruno off set pieces. Where's that tweet? I don't know whether it goes off Maguire's head a little bit. Right, come on. Come on. Let's get something. Look, I don't care if it's a draw. I don't care if it's a draw. Just get something. Get something. Yeah, but going back to Andrew O'Brien, I'm not being offensive when I say you're talking out your arse, even though it probably is offensive. But what I mean is, like, even if you're right that Ineos aren't good enough, which you are, and Amorim's not the right guy, which you might be, the bigger problem is we can't actually get rid of Amorim because of the money. Come on, 20 minutes. You would hope. You would hope. Is there another sub we can make? Garnacho's in his t-shirt. Needs some support here. Can't be up against 3 players. Well done though. Keeps the ball. That's it. Keep possession. I like that. Oh, he's done it again. Fucking Bruno. How can Garnacho keep hold of the ball with 4 players around him and Bruno gives it away with no one? Come back on. Come United. Go for the win, says Mohammed. We've been getting niched by the ownership for too long, says Elu. They've glazed us, can't just walk away. Camden says, hi Mark, I agree we have much bigger issues, but I think you give Rasmus too much credit. He doesn't show for the ball, he hides between... Camden, I don't know why we're talking about Rasmus. He's been subbed off and I'd probably give him a 3 out of 10. Don't fall for this rhetoric that idiots spread in the gutter. Like, every one of my player ratings of Rasmus over the last few months have been low. Yes, we did an interview with him over a year ago. I can't deny that. I can't hide that. But we do interviews with other players as well. But the relationship with the club is disintegrated because we're not going to play the game anymore. And we haven't been playing the game pretty much for a month after that interview. So there would have been more. But I've given Rasmus low marks. Everyone else has given Rasmus low marks. Don't fall into the trap of jealous competitors who try and make out stuff and, you know, change titles and stuff like that. They're laughable. Bruno's put in a stinker. Delo's put in a stinker and they shouldn't be on the pitch. Rasmus has put in a stinker and he's been taken off. Casemiro's been put in a stinker and he's been taken off. The bigger thing for me is, I wouldn't even be talking about Rasmus and Casemiro. They'll get a low score and they've had a bad game. Why is Delo on the pitch? You know, Bruno's done what Bruno does. He can have an absolute shit game and something will happen. But for me, I mean, Delo's just tackled Agate here. We desperately need some midfielders though, don't we? You can't be playing Bruno Fernandes in midfield. There's an absolute loser in the chat named Joe. I really wish my husband would knock this wuss out. Type more nonce, says Emily. Okay. The club need new owners. Even Dorgu is a terrible signing. Bad scouting, bad culture, says the Virgin. Okay. What do you think about upping the relegation teams to 6, says El President? No, I don't like that. Thank you very much. Abraham says, Mark, United have to get rid of the players that we've brought to be part of the rebuild and start over with a new rebuild. These players are so terrible, it's depressing. Thank you, Abraham. I cannot believe these players have given up on the manager after a few months, says Mohammed. I mean, look, you see the way they react to a goal. I don't think they have given up. I just think that that's just not good enough. You know, again, pure basics. If we lose this game 2-1 like we lost to Spurs 1-0, we're losing games playing badly by 1 goal. How frustrating is that? We play absolutely shit and we still only lose by 1 goal. If we just played okay, we'd have beat Spurs. If we played okay in this game, we'd have probably got a draw. We're giving teams head starts because we're absolutely shit. And you know what? People will talk about tactics again. We're not getting beat 3 or 4-0. We're losing by 1 goal. Playing terrible. Zico says, don't you think a relegation is required to completely reset? A mid-level club like Brentford or Brighton are so much better run. And Danger says, until the Glazers go, the club is dead. "15 minutes to go. There is time. I'll be very interested to see what the player ratings are like at the end of this game, actually, because I just spent a few minutes thinking about it. I'll tell you what, Maguire, there was a pass into Obi Martin then that needed to go. It had almost been one-on-one. And he sort of looks at it and just doesn't have it in his head to do it. Oh, Maguire, what are you slipping over for? You're not going to get a penalty for that. Not offended, love United stand, but Olo, and not just blindly support a manager. No, Andrew, as I said, I respect the fact nobody has to say Amorim's the answer. What I'm saying is, financially, we can't just sack a manager. Like, you'd be wasting your blood pressure. You really would. The club is broke and it can't afford to replace and sack another manager in the same season. And also, it would damage Ineos, wouldn't it? They will stick with Amorim. Whether it's right to or not, I think it is right. But if you don't think it is right, they will, of course, stick with him. The difference between United and Everton is confidence and basics. Everton have both and we have neither. The Premier League is too competitive not to be punished, says Patrick. It's better to get relegated, says Sambit. Always lost the first 20-minute battle, says Chanley. I think our biggest problem is that most of our games that we play, we're playing with 10 men. Sometimes 9. There's always... Ashley Young's a dirty shit. There's always... yeah, book him. Exactly. There's always at least one player, sometimes 2, who puts in a total stinker for Manchester United. Look at that from Ashley Young. He does it on purpose as well. That's the thing about Young. He does it on purpose. Dirty. I hope he gets sent off. Thanks for all the follows on TikTok, by the way. Did we hit 40,000 on YouTube? Cross comes in. Not good enough. Edge of the box. Agate! Get in! 2-2! Agate! Get in! Have that! Have that, you bloody Pickford and Ashley Young. Take that. Absolutely fantastic. Where's all the people having a pop at Agate now? What a hit. What a hit. Lovely stuff. Get in. Have that. I tell you what, I've noticed Agate having fight. He's got fight. And I tell you what, in the box there, he's got bite. He's got more hungrier than Jaws in a swimming pool full of Love Island contestants. He smashes it in. Look at that. Off on the... Oh, yes. Yes. I'll have that. I'll have some of that. Headed away. Second ball FC. Chest sit down. Bang. Have it. Boom. Love it. On the left foot as well. Love it. Great goal. Pickford's never saving that with his arms. Just out of reach like Gabriel. Lovely. Love that. Whew. Get in. I love Agate anyway. My man. 2-2. Well, we've rescued a point. Imagine if we win it. Hey, I tell you what. I have got a win down in crossplay. What did I say when they brought Ashley Young on? What did I say when they brought Ashley Young on? I said, he is shit. If we can't get at him, Everton fans, I'd be bloody fuming. I really would. We're 20 subscribers away from 40,000. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Everton, bringing on Ashley Young was a piss take. That was literally sort of giving us a chance. I just think he's been dreadful for Everton every time I watch him. But 2-2. The smile on my face lets me know that you need me. There's a truth in your eyes saying you'll never leave me. Bit of Ronan. Agate, the last Highlander. Great signing, says Harvey. Look, it's been a depressing game. Go on, play him in. Play him in. Play him in. Play him in. Why aren't we playing the passes? Why didn't Xerxes or Garnacho play Obi Martin in there? What is it about a new player for Man United that they have to be ignored for 2 games before they get a pass? It was Dorgu last week and now it's Obi Martin. Play him in. Go on, Dorgu. Cross it. Why didn't he cross it first time? Because it's Obi Martin again. Oh, stop ignoring him. Nathfoot, he says, voice of an angel. Brace ourselves for an Obi winner. Come on, United, says Sheeran. Agate carves for days. Agate is the last Highlander. Mark, we're getting 40 points this season, says Chris. Everton have been really dirty today, says Dari. You look handsome, says him. They've given you 1.4 billion on transfers since 2005, says G Gamer. Yeah, don't stick your nose in a beehive, mate. You'll get stung. I'm not even going to waste my time. Thank you very much for your super chats today. Thanks everyone who subscribed and give us a follow. Still 8 minutes to go, but we're 2-2 here. We're 2-2. Hungry like a wolf. The Agate stand. I've always had Agate's back. I'll put my hands up for that. Not up his back, but you know, there was. Oh, look at that from Bruno again. Another shit cross. Oh, what are you doing? Pass it to the edge of the box. Handball, penalty. Penalty, ref. Xerxes fuming. I haven't seen it. Penalty. Xerxes can't believe it. Xerxes can't believe it. VAR. Come on, let's have a look. Well, can't see that. Camera guy. What are we doing here? Oh, sort your bloody cameras out. No, not a penalty for me. Heads it on to Branthwaite. Goes on to better. No, you're not getting a penalty for that. No. I'd love to. I'd love it. I'd love to claim it, but that's not a penalty. I was getting. You know what? I've done well there. I've done well there because I'm so pumped. I'm like ready to go. Oh, it's a bloody disgrace, but it's never a penalty. It's never a penalty. That. I can't claim it. I can't do it. I'd be lying. Player ratings. Remember, scan the QR code. Take you about 20 seconds just to sign up. Get your player ratings in. Mark every player out of 10. 6 being the average. Star for your man of the match. It's going to be close for me. I think I know who it is. I think I know who my man of the match is. But yeah, links in the description or scan the QR code. Play your player ratings. We'll be doing that on the match reaction. Branthwaite's just down injured at the moment. Maguire, man of the match, says Richard. Well, each your own. Get your votes in. Need a title for the video. I'll tell you what, I'm pretty sure Robbie said a fucking draw in win, lose or draw as well. I don't need that. I need a win. I need a win. We could win this. Yeah, anyway, I was saying before, we nearly had a chance, didn't we? I was saying before that I think that Agate has been at war. Like, there's been a few tasty tackles. Mikalenko, him and Garner have been at each other. I know we haven't played that well, but he has made a big difference. I mean, if you think about that midfield, if it had been Casemiro and Bruno, I think we'd have been in big, big trouble. But Agate's sort of been everywhere. He's caught a foul there. Please don't be injured. Yeah, he's up. We don't want to lose him. Yeah, he's been everywhere, Agate, and I think that it's one of those performances, isn't it? It's hard to probably see how much work he's put in. But the goal just gives that performance a lift. Yoro, interesting ball. Second ball, Xerxes. Oh, if he'd anticipated a bit earlier, that's a criticism of Xerxes in the box, isn't it? He's not really a striker, so he doesn't really anticipate that. But now it's Everton coming forward. Don't do that. Don't do me this way. Don't do me this way. That's easy. Oh, come on. Dorgu, get up. Oh, no. Ashley Young's got so much space. Maguire will win that. Oh, Maguire. He's having a nightmare. And you know what? Maguire at Everton normally is a nailed-on man of the match. Look at this. He's had a bad game, Maguire, today. Even the basics. Again, I mean, look, Harry Maguire getting towered above on a header. It's probably been his worst game in months. And Arna man of the match, says Carlo. Why can't you sign up for the player rating, says Gal. It should be very easy. Click the link. Check your emails and away you go. Why can't I sign an Arna man of the match? Mark, how would you feel about EPL introducing captain's challenges? Once per game, a captain can challenge a referee's decision. Oh, I don't like that, Sam. Let it flow. Let it flow. You got to be kidding me. I got to be kidding me, says Keel. Might be a bit high level. Mazraoui with ice on his knee. Hope not serious, says Jason. I still think we're well stacked at the back, though. You've got Lindelof. Lovely play by Garnacho. That's what you want. Speed, directness, and a good pass. I don't know why Agate just couldn't play a simple ball there. Delo, whip it. Oh, whip it. Garnacho, shoot, mate. Oh, good block. Bruno, back post. Don't shoot. Don't fucking shoot. Once a bad shot. Bit greedy, though. There was options. This is where it goes wrong for me, though, because Bruno gets the ball there, and you've got Obi Martin, who's massive, and Xerxes. Ping it in, and he's like, no, I'm not pinging it in. I'm having a shot. And you know, it doesn't go in, does it? We don't. This is when the going. This is where IQ is so important, because you need another shit corner. Another shit corner. I'd have him off corners. He never puts any fucking power on his cross. Is Bruno still a 3, says Lone Ranger. Mate, I genuinely think he's played shit today. Look, I can't give him... I can't boost it because he scores a goal. That's low IQ, that is. That's the sort of punditry you'd get on with Rio. Like, oh, he scored a goal, so I've got to give him at least an 8. I mean, look, he scored a set piece, but most of his set pieces have been terrible. I'd probably give him a 4 or a 5. But some people will give him man of the match because he scored a goal. I genuinely think he's been one of the biggest problems in the team. Pratt says, England are playing Australia now. Should be about 5 minutes added on. Here's Obi Martin, bit of space. Go Garnacho. Go Garnacho. Right, go at him. At him. Overlap from Dorgu. Still Garnacho. Too greedy. Into Xerxes. That's shite. That is absolute shite, mate. Fucking hell. You'd been better off having a shot. What is that? I don't even know what he's doing there. There's no... The cross isn't even on. Are you Garte entertained, says JT. Leo says, who's your favourite player of all time? I think in my lifetime for United, it would probably be Roy Keane. Mick, player rating sign-up's absolutely fine. How a game changes when Casemiro gets taken off, says Mad. Yes, good point. And Ashley Young comes on. Corner to Everton. I wouldn't put it past us. Oh, Onana's just fell over in the box. Surely that's a foul. Second ball. Oh, who's that? Delo again. I'll tell you what, the only boot deal Delo's going to get is going to be with bloody Timberlands. Forget Adidas. Lovely play by Garnacho. Oh, Garnacho's done. Back post! Oh, back post! Goal kick? What the fuck is this referee on? It's a penalty then. If that's a goal kick, it's a fucking penalty, dickhead. Bruno man of the match. Are they having a laugh? Have they really given Bruno man of the match? That's a joke. Have they really given Bruno man of the match? Who's given Bruno man of the match? Given a penalty, has he? Oh, for fuck's sake. How is he given a penalty? How is he given that and not ours? How is he giving that a penalty and not Garnacho? I tell you what. Well, to be fair, there's two people pulling his fucking shirt there. De Ligt and Maguire. They're pulling his shirt. Maguire's got his shirt. It's Onana palming it into space. Look at fucking Onana, though, again. Show me the free kick. I mean, Ashley Young's diving like a fucking idiot there, though, isn't he? How can you dive in the... How can your body go up like that? How your body doesn't do that. How's his body going like that? See, if Onana palms that out of danger, it's never a penalty. He's going to the screen. He's going to the screen. I don't know what he's going to the screen for. Fair play to VAR. He won't give that now. He won't give that now. He won't give this now. He won't give it. He won't give that. He won't give that. VAR, I've never ever seen a referee overrule VAR, so he won't give this now. I don't think he'll give it. That's a dive. It's a clear fucking dive, mate. You can't give that. It's a dive. Nah, you don't fall like that. That's a dive. That is an absolute dive. He can't give that. If he gives that, he is a fucking home banker. And it's the same ref again. No penalty. No penalty. He can't give it. He can't give it. He can't give it. Thank God. That's what you get for cheating, young. Take up swimming. But it all comes because Onana palms it into danger again. The amount of goals we're nearly giving up because of that. Crazy. That would have been West Ham all over again. This keeper, mate. Look, Ashley Young's done himself there because although there was a bit of shirt, the way he's gone up in the air like Superman, your body doesn't fall like that. Fair play to VAR. Fair play. One last attack. Oh, don't give it Delo. Dorgu. I thought he was going to shoot. Garnacho into the box. Got to lay it off. One more. Yoro, we've messed this up. We're not going to get a chance now. Yeah, fucked that up. That'll be 2-2. What a fucking waste. Xerxes, one more behind you. No, Xerxes passing today. Fucking hell. Just simple left. I don't think Xerxes played well today. I really don't. Could have won this. Go on, Xerxes. Go on. Simple pass. We ain't got time for falling on the fucking floor. Corner. He's got to give it. He's going to give it. Right, don't let Bruno take it. He couldn't bloody cross a fucking road. That's it. Full time. What? Full time 2-2. Well, a bit of controversy at the end. Bruno's having a moan. Well, I think look, the title sort of writes itself. They're all having a moan with the referee here. Sort of feel a little bit flat-footed, really. Weird game. Weird game. But we didn't lose. I think you know what? If we'd have took care of the ball in the final 10 minutes, I think we would have won. I think there were passes there that we could have played. That we didn't play. Yellow card for diving, needs a ref, says Mario. Red. Patrick, since they were blaming De Ligt. Disgusting cheating, blatant penalty, says Alex. Giving his best Mika impression, says JT. He'd have got away with it 10 years ago, Arsenal, says Tom. Young is not welcome to Old Trafford ever again, says Stig. Was swimming mid-air, says Abdul. We deserve relegation. We've been so bad, says Subble. Okay. I don't think it was a penalty. I think VAR actually has probably just done one of the best things it's ever done, but... there we go. I thought in the final third, I don't know what Tarkovsky's doing here. Garner's getting involved now. Yeah, they're trying to get her to Garte. And Seamus Coleman having a go at Garnacho now. Fuck off. Fuck off. Having a go at Agate, having a go at Garnacho. Oh, surprise, surprise. You get next job TNT or Sky or Talk Sport. British bias fucking ex-player. Fuck off. Jog on, dicks. Anyway, player ratings are coming in. I hate it though. They're always going for the same players, aren't they? It's not the bloody 1980s anymore. That's never a penalty. Look, it's an embarrassment. Ashley Young's a bloody embarrassment there. If you want a penalty for that, you're having a joke. It was more of a penalty on Garnacho at the other end. Look at him. He thinks he's bloody Tom Daly. He thinks the pitch is a swimming pool. Look at that. Who goes down like that? He thinks he's on a bloody trampoline. Well, look at Ashley Young here. Oh, my God. He gets a bit of a tug from De Ligt, and then he goes to Maguire's one, gets nothing, and goes, ooh, off I go. Andres says, I can't do the ratings because it asks for sign-in. Yes, you're damn right it fucking does, Andres. Yeah. Why do you think the player ratings have been fucked the last few weeks? We are doing sign-up for player ratings. If you don't want to do it, that's absolutely fine. Scan the QR code, link in the description, player ratings, match reaction. I'll be with you in a minute. Speak to you in a bit. Lots to discuss.